Little mic test there. Mic test. Mic test. Mic test. All right. I think we're almost ready here. Check out some, let's see here. Get rid of that. Let's go here. Let's part that. All right, here we go. Get the music off here. All right, here we go. We are just going to go for it and see how our stream is running. I'd like to welcome everybody to Dad Random. Yes. And we got a Monday, no Labor Day, which I call it. I'm just checking some things out here. I've got to just look at, try to get the bot stream going so we can throw some messages up. Happy No Labor Day, Susan Lee. I call it No Labor Day because would that be the correct way of calling it? No labor? Isn't that what we're not doing? Well, many of us have to. Since I work for the state government, I have to take the day off unless you are a essential service like fire, police, prison guards. Those guys do not have the day off. My stepfather was a prison guard for over 25 years, and he still does it part-time. 25 years of supermax, and then another 10 years of county workhouse experience. So that must have been a fun career. But over 35 years. But yes, no labor today, unless you are unfortunate and you have to. I've had to work on Labor Day back in my youth. But nice to see you, Susan. All right. Let's see. What's that? Error. I'm trying to throw my Nightbot on so I get some message streams. If you notice behind me, I'm going to go ahead and just turn my chat off. Actually, let's do this. Let's go to my big. Hold on here. I got to wait till I get this here. Log in. If you notice behind me on my upper right, it's a picture of a bodybuilder. And nice to see you too, Susan. Appreciate you jumping on and appreciate you following. Hopefully we get some folks to join you in our discussions today. I'm always, like I said, I'm not Dad Random for nothing. So we got some random topics to talk about. Things I wanted to discuss. I was hoping to get a couple of guests on, but many people have to work. So hopefully I'll get some messages back from those two folks. Maybe tonight. I've made it to coffee. That's about as far as I've gotten anywhere today. Hey, the Drone Ranger's on. Welcome, Mike. Nothing much. We're just starting to chill. I'm gonna try to chill for a while. I'd like to stay on for a little bit. I'm hoping my Nightbot will drop in there, but doesn't look like he's gonna drop in. He just throws messages up for me that I don't have to mess around with. Oh boy, more errors. Here, let me just shut that down right there, and that'll save me some time. I've had a lot of issues starting the stream today. I had a coding issue between an encoder issue between. Oh man, now I got a red live stream health, but it looks like we're good. Sound looks good down there on my mic. My computer's finally kind of slowing down, so I'm not working too hard. I think I've got some stuff on that's kind of bogging me down. Sometimes if you put a lot of video, I threw a video segment from my Anafi on just for fun, just in case we got to that. I haven't had a lot of time to fly since I've gone back to work, so... Hey, Blood X is on fire and dropping in. How you doing? Hey, Blood, let me throw you on my moderator list there, sir. I appreciate you jumping in. I was hoping to get either Drone Worship to drop in. He's probably working today, or maybe visiting. You know, people are visiting their families, they're eating and stuff like that. This is like prime time for that. They usually don't get on live until the evening. I was also trying to get Centroid to drop in. I've been trying to get him, and he just, he's got this, he's Labor Day. I think he starts work on Monday. I've been working for 3 weeks now. He is a teacher as well. We're both teachers as our major jobs. That's why we like to chat, talk. What I want to talk a little bit about is obviously on my chat stream cover. It's looking at and developing relationships for free things, free stuff. So if you wanted to get on somebody's mailing list, there's a lot of ways you can make money doing that. To me, I think that's the easiest way to go about it. You have to put a little work in. See, Dan's not working. He's not. Oh, maybe I can get him. I tried to call him with Skype, and that's I used to contact him. Here, I can just call him here. Here, why don't we just use the tele? Let's see if I can contact Dan. Maybe he'll pop on. I'd like to just chat with him. I haven't been able to get on with him, but maybe he can get on with me here. Let me just see here. Let's get a little phone call going here to Mr. Dan, and then see, because he does have Skype. He saves it just for me, I think. I want to get StreamYards to show up as an NDI source. God, I got good stream health up there. Here we go, we're green. So I want to get Streamlabs to show up as an NDI source, and then I can bring it into my guest screen right here, so it'll pop up right there. But that's my goal. All right, Facebook. He's still healing up. Oh, yeah, I know he had to get that surgery over again. So maybe I shouldn't bug him. He's usually game for. Did he have surgery yesterday? And can anybody tell me if they know? I missed the last couple of things because I've been guys. I got football on Friday nights. What did I do Saturday? I had a bunch of things going on Saturday. So that's kind of my schedule. I'm a high school football coach. I just do part-time. I just do a couple of days a week, helping certain kids out with a specific skill. Believe it or not, I've coached a long time. I've been a coach off and on since about 1993. So many years. and I kind of narrowed down my expertise. I got into something that is very helpful for football programs and football teams, and it allows me to just work singly with kids. It's if you watch a football game, of course the punter and the place kicker, they have some really important people that nobody talks about, and that's the long snapper, the person that snaps the ball. So the holder can place the ball and the kicker can kick it. Well, I've developed about I don't know, my middle son started long snapping when he was an 8th grade or a 9th grader, and I learned from several other coaches, and I got a chance to work with some really good snappers, and then eventually learn the skill and teaching the skill myself. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I've been working with these kids that are kind of like on the outskirts. Sometimes they're like in the middle. They're in the middle of the action. They're linebackers. But I pull them aside and I teach them how to snap the ball so we can kick. So that's my job. That's what I do. So, he was on stream. Sorry, I'm just ranting about my long snapping college coaching career here. But so he was on stream. He's probably sleeping. I will try to call him in a second. I got on that stupid story. I just want him to. He was on with Claude. See, I missed the good stream. That was that's the Sunday's kind of. Oh boy, let's see here. Just I'm gonna see if he'll answer the phone. Dan the man. Let's see. We'll get him live. Little speaker action here.
Mr. Chris, what's up, bud?
How you doing, Dan? Are you?
Man?
Hey, I'm doing a live stream right now. How you doing? Just we're catching up on you.
I'm getting ready to punch Dorian in the face as it closes in on Florida.
Oh no, I know you're sitting with the massive rainstorm, and the people don't understand that people that are sitting on even the other coast are going to get nailed with tons of rain.
Oh yeah.
And wind and all of. How are you doing though? Did I wake you up?
I think, but no, you're good. We just got home from the mall. So.
Oh, okay. So you've been out and about.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you're gonna take it easy here, so things can slowly heal up.
I mean, they said they fixed it. However, there's a big hydro seal down there now that doesn't want to stop filling with fluid. So,
yeah,
like just as much pressure as having a hernia.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yep. The problem is it's going to take time you got all these tissues that have to heal together. I mean, the mesh itself, it just kind of, I don't know, they suture it.
Mm-hmm. I screwed it into the bone. So. Oh,
whoa. Okay. So they're really putting things together now.
Yeah.
I don't even know what they did. I had a hernia repair when I was really little. I'm sure it's much easier when you're younger. But that was a long, long time ago, and I all I can remember was I can hear my son is screaming here. That's my older son too. He's 22 and he freaking still screams. But that's what happens. They move in. It says, ask Dan if he got my Popeye's chicken sandwich. That's Mike, Drone Ranger. He was asking that.
Yeah. I did not get the chicken sandwich yet. So we're live. We're on YouTube. They can hear me.
Yeah. I'm just holding the phone to the mic.
Oh, okay. All right.
I would call you. I'll Skype with you if you wanted to do if you're able to do that.
Well, I don't really do the Skype thing. I can. It's just annoying.
It's on your phone, yeah.
My sign in. So it's like every time somebody wants to Skype, I'm like, oh my god, now I have to invent 10 different new passwords that aren't going to work.
Right. No, I know. It's just to me it works for my NDI really good. When I use OBS, it just I'm trying to figure out. I'm sure I can create a StreamYard stream and bring it in that way.
So much easier. StreamYard is just the cat's meow.
I'll figure it out. I really just wanted to call to find out how you were, because that was the big thing. Is because I know you were on last night. I haven't been able to be on for a while. I've been freaking started school. I've had 3 weeks of just like trying to get back into it. I haven't really flown. I haven't flown my drone hardly at all. I've just been dorking around. I have put up. I've been doing like just stupid videos for products and things like that. I just finished one of those and got that job's finished or finalized. Got paid finally for that, so now I'm waiting for something else to do. But I'll probably it's been hot, 107, 106 here. So I don't like flying my drone when it's that hot. So it's
no. That's why sometimes it's nice to have
time off.
Like a Wi-Fi base station to put on the roof of your car while you sit in the air conditioning.
Well, I worry about the drone too, getting too hot. I flew my Spark one day, and when it came back, I could hardly hold it. It was so hot.
Yep. That's why I made the Solo red instead of straight black. If it's black, it likes to get hot and overheat while it's flying. The red's still a dark color. I'm getting a look. I go in the other room and oh man, she's so crazy. She's so forceful.
Do what?
She's so forceful.
Yes. Do what you're told. Do what you're
elsewhere if you're going to talk.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
That sounds like the reaction I always get when I'm doing some stuff. That's why I venture to the upstairs and I disappear in my little room.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So now I'm sitting down in the drone room here. I bought a game system out of boredom, so.
Oh, cool.
Playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 and blowing it up on the wall and just sitting here at night.
Okay, so you're putting it up using your little projector.
Projector, yeah.
What is that? What does that projector? What resolution does it project at? 720, 1080?
It'll go up to 1080i at 60 hertz.
That's pretty good. I had an old one that's
fantastic.
Yeah, I've had one that was like it was 720 and it was good, but it was hard to see stuff. I'd get in gunfights with people and I couldn't see like where they were and they could see me, and I hate that. Sucks, especially when somebody's sniping.
I don't have that issue. At 60, 70 inches, it's not even a problem. Like, you can turn the gamma up on Xbox, which is something you can't do on PlayStation 3. So
right.
The brightness and contrast are off. You can adjust all that through Xbox.
Yeah, I played a lot of Battlefield.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't have that issue. Not at night. I turn off all the lights in my room, and it's fun. It's fun to say the least. During the day, I can't really use it. Obviously, it's a micro projector that's
right.
like 27 lumens, but at night it's perfect. I only bought it for camping, but now I ended up using it for a lot of other stuff. She sleeps at night. I don't want to run the TV in the other room because I want to have sound. So I closed the drone room doors.
That was cool when you put the video through it. That's actually something I'd like to test out and goof around with. About how you blow up the video and put it on like a, I guess you'd have to fly at night, or how you blow up an outdoor screen.
The only way to show a night flight is at night if you're going to do it on a projector. But I have these two things that hang on my car, the little window suction things, and I have a 60-inch screen that disattaches to the window suctions on my car, and I just let the screen hang, and I pull out my little tripod and I plug in the HDMI cable to the transmitter, and then I go fly.
Oh, nice. That's a good idea.
See on the big, it's got a 2 hour, it's got a 90 minute runtime on its own battery projector. So, you could potentially just show off your entire flight to a group of people while you fly, stare at your screen. You could show it to a whole audience.
Right. Though I thought that was a cool idea. I saw you demoing that when you were.
Yeah.
It's just another way to, to have fun flying. I mean, just other people can see. So that's. Yeah, kind of cool. Anything else going on besides healing and?
No, No, I'm just working on these 3DR solar battery mods. I'm on break from YouTube now. I'm not doing much anything right
Yeah.
now. Hurricane coming in and healing factor, and I can't get out and fly at all right now.
What are the
Go ahead.
Yeah, what are you guys expecting as far as rain and stuff like that?
Well, I mean, you don't know. That's the problem. This is what we call a wobble storm, and the issue is everybody's so hell bent on the fact that it's going to follow the exact path that's being laid down by the Hurricane Center, and I'm saying that's baloney because every storm previous to this that has wobbled has wiped out Florida. Charlie, Andrew, Irma, all these storms smashed Florida. And they were supposed to veer off, and they didn't. Huh. So I am skeptical when they say, oh, yeah, the last minute's going to make a hairpin 90-degree turn and go straight up. Like, when have you ever heard of a storm doing something like that? Ever. The potential for that to happen is like zero. What's going to happen is once it clears the Bahamas, it's going to get back out into open water, which is going to build mass and speed again, and then it's going to collide at the side of Florida, and it's just going to wreak havoc on the east and west coast side.
Right.
So, obviously what fuels a hurricane is water,
heat,
warm water.
Yeah, warm water, yeah.
And so,
warm air.
As soon as it hits land, it's going to start to dissipate. But that still doesn't mean we couldn't get hit by a Category 1 or Category 2 as it crosses the state and loses, potential power. But that's the whole thing. Is like I feel like people downplay the situation way too much. Like because the Weather Channel told them, "Oh, don't worry, it's going to turn right." Everybody went back to their normal life. Gas started coming back into gas stations. The bread trucks started showing up. Nobody's fighting over anything anymore.
Right.
And yet the hurricane hasn't even hit yet.
Yeah. No, that's probably that's always the biggest problem when everybody, Yeah. I mean, it's so slow, and everybody's like, "Oh, I got to go back to work on Monday or Tuesday and whatever."
Like you're going to be at work, and the hurricane's going to hit, and you're going to realize all of a sudden it didn't turn, and now you're in Shitville, and guess what? The hurricane's the mayor of Shitville.
Yeah, and everybody has to get in their car and go home or go find a place to go, and that's where you get stuck in a submarine, your car.
So I laugh when I hear people downplay the situation. Like, oh, you're an idiot.
Yeah, that's a big storm. That's and when you look on the storm tracker and it's like all red, it's solid red. You're just like, wow. There's another storm on the other side too.
Believe it or not, though, we don't have a category for Category 6, but if it had reached 205-mile-an-hour winds, it would have been the first Category 6 hurricane. They would have had to come up with a whole new, set of rules for Category 6 because they don't have them yet. The scale only measures up to Category 5.
Right.
So the fastest recorded hurricane, I don't remember what it was called, but it was like 200-mile-an-hour winds and then 230 gusting. So if we get gusting of 250 and we get 205 winds or 210,
right,
that's the largest recorded known hurricane in the history that we've been recording.
Hey, Sherry Ward just popped in. We said somebody popped in and said that they were praying for you and the hurricane and all that. Centroid's on. All right, Centroid popped in. Hey, Centroid, stay on. I'm gonna friggin' bring you in. I think I know he's got a Skype thing. I'm gonna bring him in a minute.
Oh, damn. I mean, I'll check, man. I'll see if I'm still signed in on Skype.
Yeah.
My computer might still be signed in on Skype, but not my phone.
Yeah, I'm gonna send a call to him. That's the only thing it's the only thing I kind of got figured out. And then I can go guest visit with him, and then I can have you on the phone, which works fine with me. I don't care. All works out here. Let's see if I can bring him in. Here, I'm going to place Mark on a call. And let's see what happens here. Let's see if my freaking internet poops out. All right, we'll check it out. Connecting to Mark. Boop, boop, boop.
Let's see. Available for Windows off.
Mark isn't online. Come on here. Let me know. Let's see. No answer. Who knows what he's doing here? Mark, Centroid, answer your phone. He's probably getting his computer started up.
This is what I'm doing here. It's going to take a minute to install Skype. Skype's not a tiny thing. It's a resource monster, too.
Oh, he's calling me now. Let's get this in here. There we go. There he is. There's Mark. Hey, I can hear you. Let me just see if we get this thing settled in here. I'm going to put your... Okay, NDI guest 1. Let's turn that on.
Oh, look.
There we go. You're in. He's in. We're in. All right. Hey, how you doing? I got the. I was. Let's see here. Get that going. NDI guest 1. It should. The other picture should show up. The regular here. Let me just choose you. Properties. And let's go to. Let's see. Skype active. Let's see. Local. Where the heck is it? Centroid 68. There we go.
Hey.
There we go. Perfect.
Let me shut my blinds here.
Yeah, I called you earlier. I called Mark too, seeing what you guys were up to. I got Dan Drone Worship on the phone. He's riding out the storm on the phone.
What's up, Dan?
He's
How's it
riding
going,
man? The hospital storm and the hurricane storm.
Cool.
He just had to go back in to get his hernia operation hernia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, that sucks.
I love the pool that you sent me at 1:34 p.m.
Yes.
The poll.
Yes, do you love that poll?
Yeah, the "Are you sick of?"
That's
funny.
I am. I'm like, I've seen the. Look at how tiny your little picture is there. I don't know why your NDI picture is so small. Here, let's make you bigger. There we go. Okay.
All right. Send me the thing. I should be able to answer it now.
Yeah. Okay. I probably can get more than one in here, so I can add another guest here, and then I can send out for another. I should be.
Ready?
Hold on here. Let's try it. We are walking on uncharted waters here. I got to make another guest. Okay, add here, and then add drone worship right there. And oops, got that right there. Add. Did that send anything out? Oh, there you go. It's calling you right now. So I have to create another NDI stream here. Oh, it's making you. It's here.
Right. Let's see if it uses the right camera. Oh, I see you.
Okay,
there he is.
Now I got both you guys. Let's
Mark.
see if I can make. Let's see. I have to do a here. I'm gonna keep the phone on for a second so I can talk to you just in case. So NDI source. And you are NDI source 2. Hit OK. And then we'll search. Hopefully you show up here. There's Hungry Dan. OK. And you'll show up monster size. There we go. We got you on there too. I got you there. Dan, we'll just put you over here somewhere. And we got Mark way oversized. So much fun.
Yeah, don't lock it in.
I'm not there.
Okay. Yeah,
Let's
if
see
you
here.
lock it, sometimes it goes the opposite direction.
Oh, crap.
How's it going, Dan, if you can hear me?
I can't hear. I can hear you through the earphone right here, but you're
Okay.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I have to make sure I have his let's see. Let's see here. It may or may not be straight out here, because I got, I did break it. Oh, there we go. We got you two right there, which works out too. I could just leave you guys right there. I know. This is why I wasn't prepared for a double dose. But here, let's do it this way.
You don't like it when you beefy?
When you double duty, doobie. I'll put you over the frickin' Anafi there. And where is Dingaling here? I have to move you both to the front here. There's guest 1, and then there's guest 2. Image frame. What the frick?
Gentlemen, we're experiencing technical difficulty at the moment.
Okay,
Please.
but your voices should both come through.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Dan, you talk through Skype too.
That's what I say. Can I switch over to the earphones only, or no?
Here, no. Now I just turned the phone off. Yep. Let's use your headphones.
Okay.
We're
There we go.
You're both there, kinda. There you go.
I can
You're
hear-
half
I can
and
hear you.
half. I'll just do this. This is easy. This is the poor man Skype.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Right here, and I'll just.
That was
turn
poor
that
man's
off.
burp.
And let's see. Let me turn up me hole on here. There's the NDI source 2. Okay, I see what's going on there. There's NDI. I'm going to stop messing around with this in just a second, because all you do is you can make things worse.
Ow.
All right.
Yeah, Chinese food's making a comeback, bro.
That's my life. I get to taste food twice all the time. All right.
Tacos different though. Tacos is like eating a whole nother meal. You know, you burp or you fart afterwards. It's just the magic, man.
So what do
Chinese, not so much.
So
Go
what do we all? What's Centroid? What are you up to now? You get ready to go back to school on Monday?
Tomorrow.
Tuesday? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow's my first day back.
Oh yes, that's what I've been doing for 3 weeks. So
Yeah. We don't get students till Thursday, but teacher, orientation training, all that crap.
oh yeah, you have to learn all that stuff over because you didn't remember it from last year.
Well, yeah, of course not.
Yep. Any other fun things other than you and Mark not Mark, you and Steve working your Transatlantic Drone Alliance? I think me and Dan want to get involved in the Transatlantic Drone Alliance. We're going to do the Trans-American Drone Alliance because we're just across the country here.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that.
The Florida-Utah Drone Connection.
Nothing
What's
wrong with that.
FADC? FADCA? Can you hear me okay there, Danny?
Oh, I can hear, man.
I'm trying to get your feelings on that partnership I just proposed. Think of something really retarded.
Well, I mean, Dan has gotten to the point where he just kind of does his own thing now, and he seems happier that he does it.
No, it's easier. I'm with you.
I gave up on people a year and a half ago. Now I just do whatever I want. I'm transparent 100%.
It makes things way easier. I'm with you on that.
It is.
You can't count on me anyway.
More, whatever.
You can't count on me. I'm working. I'm online about every week and 2/3. Hey, whatever works. That's the way I look at it. I still enjoy things.
I do this as a hobby, man. It's just fun for me, and as long as it stays fun, I'll continue doing it. So the moment it's not fun is when I walk.
Yeah,
you'll know. Here for everybody listening, you will know the day that I walk from YouTube, and I'm going to tell you exactly what video is going to happen, so you won't ever have to guess what took place. I am going to go to my toilet, and I'm going to drop the biggest deuce you have ever seen after eating a Taco Bell meal. And I'm going to record it, and then I'm going to record me flushing it and walking away, and that will be the final video my YouTube channel ever sees.
Can I live stream that?
Poetic. It's poetic, no doubt.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I just kind of do what I want to do. It's hard. It's hard to maintain those schedules, and then, but I do like getting the love in the mail. I like to every once in a while have some little project or some fun little toy show up. They're not that fun yet, but
I mean, if I didn't have to keep paying hospital bills, I would have already bought a bunch of new RC stuff to play with.
Right.
But I don't have that option available to me right now. I've been trying to finish my boat and keep my car on the road and pay for surgeries, and so your channel slows down when you don't really have much new content to push on it. So
we just don't with my health insurance. We just don't get procedures done anymore unless we have $14,000 sitting around.
Right. Or in my case, $80,000, $240,000 for my motorcycle accident, blood clots in the brain. That was another $500,000 incident.
So Dan, Chris says you got to go back in for your hernia.
I don't know, man. I have a Hydra Seal. They fixed one problem to create another, so
Oh, that sucks.
it is what it is. That's not even the half of it. So if they do have to go back in, that's surgery number 2, and then I still have to have a third one on top of that for my stomach, my belly button hernia, which all these hernias randomly came out of the blue. Nobody knows how that happened. So
You're just freaking busting at the seams.
dude,
Because that's basically what it is.
I know.
Yep, it's health, guys. Dan, health problems are not fun. Period. And then
Well,
I'm dealing with. I have kids that need surgeries. So then, yeah. So that's been. I got one shoulder. One kid had a shoulder surgery last year. I have a son that wants an elective surgery. He needs one. He basically dislocated his freaking, or he separated his shoulder snowboarding. A while back. It's probably like 3 years ago. So he's basically got a, what happens is your collarbone sticks way up.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. It's cosmetic, but I'm not a kid. They hate that stuff. It's skin. Anyway, it sucks. I had a knee surgery last year, and that's still affecting me. It freaking swells up like every other. So when I go take a walk, like with my dog, that the last time I did that when the weather was good, it freaking swole up for like 3-4 days. So I'm like, okay, I can't do that. So anyway, that's not fun stuff.
so apparently the Bahamas are almost underwater.
Yeah, well,
Jesus.
they got run over by a truck.
It's not. There's apparently not much land mass left in the Bahamas. That's how overwhelming.
I need to get a storm tracker up. Is what I need to do right now, so we can sit there and watch the storm. I got a buddy who has a house
Chris,
in Destin.
I'm gonna reload your stream. It looks like it's lagging. I'm gonna reload. Maybe it's just that.
Yeah. Let me see here. If I look, it might be. It might.
It's lagging a little bit. It might be all the Skype you got going. I can back out if you want, man. Because I'm just waiting for some batteries to charge, and I'm gonna head out anyway.
You're gonna go out, man. That's not a
problem. Yeah, one more day. Yeah, well, no, I mean, if you get it fixed, I'll stay for a bit. But if it's all this Skype stuff just bogging you down, let me know.
Let me just see here. I'm just looking at my stream.
Oh my gosh, that's the placement you have me on the screen.
You like that?
Actually, if me and Mark both turn this way and we went towards the screen, we could kiss each other.
Oh, there you go.
You guys could do it. You could do it. Yeah. What's probably happening is I got. Let's see. No. Yeah, it is laggy. It's not freaking. It's not moving. Oh, there we go. No. The sound's working, but it's laggy. Oh well.
I mean, dude, I can drop. Mark was in here first. I was just doing nothing, laying on the couch. So.
I mean, neither. I was just playing around on the sim, waiting for my batteries to charge when I saw you went live, or I noticed you were live.
CPU looks good, but yeah, if it's obviously, I even dropped
your upload.
Yeah, my upload is crap. So oh well.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. After I sell this Popeye chicken poster for $10,000, okay, on eBay. Well, you guys didn't see that yesterday? I was talking about eBay.
I wasn't on yesterday.
No.
Okay, so there's a guy that sold a Popeye's chicken sandwich for $21,000 on eBay.
What?
He froze it and sold it. So now there's another guy selling one. He's already at like $10,000 or $11,000.
But why are they worth so much?
No, they're not. Just people that have money to blow just say that they are just blowing it to buy it. So there was a guy that sold a Popeye's chicken bag, just the bag that it came in. He's got it for like $780. Somebody paid for just the Popeye's chicken sandwich,
Lord.
Spicy chicken sandwich bag. So I'm going to sell this for, what do you guys think? Worth $5,000?
I was going to say about $4,000-5,000. Yeah, there you go. That makes it all worth it right there.
All of it right there. Boom. So if you go on eBay right now and you look up Popeye's spicy chicken sandwich, you will find some of the craziest stuff going on right now with this chicken sandwich hype. And people are buying it, man. Apparently, freeze it and put it on a shelf, and the only Popeye's chicken sandwich left on the planet. So what I was doing was trying to find somebody selling it for super cheap. I was buying off $18, turn around, flip it for $5,000.
Oh, jeez.
All right, here. I'm just trying one more thing, guys.
It's crazy.
There,
It's amazing what people spend money on.
I got.
Is Popeye's chicken going out of business? Is that why?
No, they just decided to have go with the chicken sandwich market because of Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A said that Popeyes would never be able to make a sandwich as good as theirs. Apparently, it wasn't just as good; it was better. Okay, for like a fraction of the cost, and everybody lost their mind because they were like one guy is suing Popeyes right now because he couldn't get a chicken sandwich. Like there's a legit law going on with them right now because he had a coupon like I have, and he wants his sandwich, and he can't have it because they don't make it anymore. It was that amount made in the first place and distributed to all the restaurants. When they ran out. So it's a really crazy story that's evolving from all this. So because there's so much hype around it, everybody's making tons of moves live. If they have anything Popeye's chicken related, it has to do with chicken sandwich. So I'm going to look through all of that. The day it came out, I have the original poster. What's good? Who wants to give me $5,000? Come on, man. What's up?
Jesus.
I found both you guys that I reduced the size of the other thing. We'll see what happens here. We'll see if it stops lagging.
You have a lowest quality?
Yeah, I did. I just did that. I was thinking I had yeah, now I see Dan moving good, but you're kind of like you're not moving much. I just want to check to see if the stream is moving. If not, it's not biggie. Everything seems to be good, but obviously it's not. I just want to get rid of that, otherwise we'll have nobody watching and nobody cares. Let's see.
Oh, we got 7 people in here now. It's not too bad.
Is it chat at least?
Yeah. Chat's low.
Echo.
Oh, we got echo now. All right, I know what's going on. Hold on, let me get rid of that. Here, I got to turn the sound off. There we go. All right, are we good now? There we go. We should be working now. I had the sound on. You have to turn the volume off for both the guests. There we go. We actually might be working now. That's what happens when you put technology in the hands of a crazy freaking mad scientist. I think we're good. I think we actually are freaking watchable now. But yeah, I apologize, guys. It's just part of the. That's what happens when you're only on once every freaking weekend 2/3. All right. The big thing that sucks your bandwidth is you have to turn off the main. The one we were looking at, the screen with both you guys on it. That sucks massive amounts of bandwidth. So you got to turn that off. You got to turn your NDIs on, which allows for a lower upload. It's still red, but screw it. Anyway, yeah. As far as me, I've probably flown that Anafi that I got about 6 times. It's just been hot as a freaking terribly hot, and I just don't have fun. I'm waiting for the cooler weather. I want to get out when the trees are starting to change in color, and then I'll get some fun video, and that's yeah. I'm having a lot of problems with interference, Wi-Fi interference with it. That's my initial impression so far. Yeah, I'm getting, and it's probably, and I know it's me. Yeah. What do you think, Dan? Yep. You should, yeah, I don't. It, Oh, there we go. Took me a second to see your to see that live the screen share. There we go. Crap. Yeah, it was me. It was hidden behind a bunch of crap. I my biggest problem. I should have started the stream with low latency, and I didn't. I didn't. That's another thing. When I first set it up, I have it on normal latency, and I should turn that down. I should have done that. Crap. I thought I could do more, and I could, but I see that. So the Popeyes chicken, super deal, super. I know. Oh no! It's still there. It's not there anymore. What the frick is going on? Yeah, I just gotta what I put my main thing on. Yeah, that was a big time lag there. Let's just do this. Let's turn that down. Yep, gotcha. No, I know it's your day. It's your last. It's your. I know, Mark. It's your last big day, man. No, I see you got your printer back there. You've been have you put that out to pasture? A, a quad pod. I have a kid in school that's making gas mask parts and he's selling them on the internet. Yeah, he's printing them. He's printing these gas mask parts uh, and he's like the expert of Soviet era gas masks. Yes, Dan, that's what it's like being a teacher. We'll see you. See you, Marco. There we go. And he is out, and we will. All right. Yeah, that was kind of annoying. I'm sorry. But it wasn't annoying that he was on. It was annoying that I couldn't get it straightened out. All right. So that's there. There we go. Here, I'm going to change this out. So you are Skype. You are Skype guy too. Yeah, Skype guy. NDI guest. We got NDI guest 1 and NDI source 2. That's the second one I put on. So I'm going to shut him out. There we go. There we go. I'm a Yeah, this is when you're working this way on OBS. It's easy. It's easy for one person, but two people is always a trick because of a lot of issues. That's why Google Hangouts was so good. Right. Well, there were the I could pull in those I could pull in the Google Hangouts NDI too, just like I did with this, and I'm sure I can do it with StreamYard. It's basically capturing a window from another place and bringing it over, almost like a window capture. Anyway, it's not the most fun thing. Um, one of the have you do you not do any? What's your experience with the like real question I wanted to ask was what's your experience with the that maybe you could help people with outside with sellers being a basically a product pumper. I mean, you've been doing this for 4 years now. Yeah, just any product, anybody, any. Right. 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 Exactly. Right. 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 Exactly. Right. Right. Exactly. You, you have to know what you're getting into, and that's obvious.
Values of what it's really about. And that's what China's always been very good at, is getting you to forget what your core values are. Okay? They know that people are greedy and want money. And see, that's something I've never really been about on my channel, is worried about whether I'm going to get the buku dollars or not. You know what I'm saying? I would rather make an honest consumer review for everybody than worry about whether I'm going to make 15 or 20 bucks off this. You know, and I feel like all of you should walk away with that same concept and constructive thinking in your brain, because China will continue to do this as long as you allow them to.
Right.
You know, Japan, the Philippines, Thailand, they'll all take advantage of our country as long as you allow them to take advantage of our country. You know, if you want them to learn that they can't just do these types of things, then you have to alter the way things have been going. Okay? It's just like with anything that happens. If you don't like your system of government, what do? You
Right.
vote. If that
Right.
doesn't work, what do you do next? You have an uprising, you know, and then the government starts all over again. It's the same principle that you carry through in everything that you do in life, you know. So I don't know. That you wanted my opinion. That's my opinion. Don't feed into Amazon people. And if you choose to deal with them, then tell them your demands. Listen, buddy, this is my empire. I built it. You don't get to take advantage of what I worked hard to earn, okay, for your personal reasons, just because you think I'm going to make $5 or I get to keep a $15 drone toy for free. You know, that's not how this works. I built this empire, okay? So you pay for the product, you send it to me, I get to do an unbiased consumer review based on
Yeah.
how I actually feel. I got to play
I,
with it, I got to put it in my hands, pros and cons, I get to be honest about
I
it.
I haven't had any. I don't. I totally understand what you're saying, and this is how I kind of protect myself a little bit. Obviously, I'm doing stuff that other people want. I'm being manipulated, but
Mm-hmm.
like you're saying, you have to create your own world of manipulation. So one of the things I do is I pretty much only do things that I like. I just recently did one. that I just turned in and got paid for that I didn't like, and I felt
Right.
bad but I did on my review. I mean, I put down things that I wished that that could be done with it. I also basically reconfigured it in my car. It was a dash cam. It was a double camera mount. I don't like double cameras. I really think they suck. And
Wait a minute, Chris. Did I just speak for 7 minutes straight? Nobody could hear me.
I just fixed it. Dan, I'm sorry. It's back. No, your rant on consumerism, I believe, went through. So
Huh.
no, it wasn't all 7 minutes. When we were in the middle of the conversation, I flipped it. I apologize. So don't get
Oh, you're good,
don't
man.
get don't
I was
get
just reading the
friggin'
comments. I'm like, did they
yes.
did
I
they
know.
just not hear any of that?
I know.
What?
Guys, I'm a hack today. I've had nothing but problems. That's what happens when you don't go on enough. And I've got two systems that I run. I run one at work, and then I run this one, and this one freaking. Anyway, I apologize. Please forgive me and my techno freaking weakness. Oh boy. But
Really charged already? There's no way this charged already.
But anyway, that to finish, what Dan was pointing out was that that we are being manipulated for for pennies because these companies are making hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of dollars with free
Right.
reviews. Amazon basically promotes it by allowing the reviews to go up. The system is got tons of holes in it, and then people like me also for a few pennies will basically put up money and they put the actual review on, and then we will keep it G-rated usually, and then when it's all over, we basically break even. We take the product that we've been given and we throw it on eBay and we resell it. So that's how I make money, is just reselling stuff.
Open box pricing sucks.
Open box,
See?
yeah. You can get some good deals though. I look at it this way. When I resell stuff, I've used it like 6 times, and then it's brand new. So you're paying for me to take this little stickies off.
Okay. I guess.
That's the deal you get. I take the little lens stickers off.
Except you have opened it and used it.
Well, of course I've used it.
Used.
All my drones are used. I haven't bought my Spark is brand new. That's the only one that's brand new.
Well, no, I get that, but what, like, are you charging almost full price? What are you charging?
Whatever I can get for it. Whatever somebody will pay.
Okay.
Sometimes it depends on that's why another thing is if the product is super popular, I can get it. I can keep the price high, but like recently, I sold a camera that's not popular, even though it was better than the ones that I've tested before. I got like $70 for it. I got half of what it's worth. But I don't care because I didn't pay anything for it. I paid the fees. I pay the fees. Anyway, it's yeah. But I know when I'm buying open box, I know exactly what I'm purchasing. I'm purchasing somebody's review,
Right. Very true.
You can always
thought about it
but you can always request. Here's a way, when you protect yourself from open box, request more photographs. So if there's something that you're unsure of, like the lens or something like that, request that they give you photographs of the lenses to make sure that they're not scuffed.
Very true.
That kind of stuff. But this camera that I just finished and I've got up for sale right now I'm afraid that I might get half. I might get 50 cents on the dollar for it because it sucks, but it's super popular. So we'll see.
It sucks, but it's super popular.
Yeah, exactly. It sucks. I basically said how much. Oh, it's messed up. It's totally engineered like crap. The cameras on it are crap. It's basically cheap. It's basically the cheapest lenses you can stick on it, and it has not. And what's interesting is they priced it the exact same price of actually their better camera, and it's inferior, and so it's just amazing what they can get away with. But yeah, I did 2 videos on it, and they were simple videos. I got the video system down, so it's kind of mechanical. I do this, I do that, step 1, step 2, step 3. I I'll do something fun for the intro and the outro, and that's about it. Everything else is pretty standard.
Pretty standard stuff, huh?
Yeah, standard.
McCringleberry. That's what I need to watch after this Key and Peele with McCringleberry.
You don't get what you pay for always for products online.
I'm thinking about trading the Gladius for a jet ski. What do you think? That should be fun.
So, yeah, somebody will freaking get that thing. I'd rather have a jet ski than a Gladius.
Yeah. I think at this point I've just kind of gotten like, you know what? These things aren't ready for the market, but if they still remain at almost $2,000, someone's going to trade me for a $1,200 jet ski for a $2,000 underwater platform. You know?
Yeah, I think
I'll fix the motor, and then
I'll give you a market for sure. That if I owned a houseboat, and I lived in a certain area, I would own a Gladius in a second. I would use it every day or anytime I was out. I'd use it at least 2 months out of the year, looking for crap, where I dock my houseboat. And the water's pretty clear.
I think there's a market for it. However, I think
Florida,
that it's not ready for the. I think it's not ready for the market yet, though. I think these things still need a lot of work, man. I don't think they're quite up to power yet. You know, as somebody who has had an opportunity to play with these things now quite a bit, I don't think there's like legitimately any market for them at the moment. So, damn it.
Yeah,
That's what I meant to do.
I've never
making
had a chance
battery mods while we talk. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I've never had a chance to play with anything like that, so it's kind of I couldn't throw the money out to buy it. I just couldn't do it.
Neither could I. But I mean, the way I look at it is that it doesn't really matter how many subs you have, because I only had like 3,500 when I requested it. You know.
I
didn't have that many, and it took them about 6 months to work out something with me. But it was just like, okay, once I hit the mark, it was like, hey guys, are we doing this or not? What's the worst that happens? I pay for shipping and all that, and you guys give me a free one, and I help you sell a bunch of them. Like, what's really the worst thing that comes from this? I give you tons of promotion. And then they start.
I like the design of it. I like the floating umbilical idea. Where it's basically kind of drags it around. The problem though is the longer that cord gets, the less control you have of the Gladius. I'd say that's the way I see it, because that cord floats, and
that's the idea.
As you pull that out, it becomes a buoy for the back of the Gladius. So you're trying to control it with downforce as the back is being pulled up all the time. I'm just thinking about how that works.
So it doesn't really present a problem until. Don't forget, the idea is that you're not staying on the surface, you're diving. And when you're diving, you're taking a lot of the tension off of it. Right. Because you're pulling it straight down. You know what I'm saying?
But then doesn't the cord make the back of the drone buoyant?
Not as much as you would think.
Okay.
It's a heavy unit, man. The thing, believe it or not, the thing weighs almost like, I don't know, if I had to guess, probably close to like almost 20 pounds. So it's not exactly a light little unit.
Oh, it is heavy.
It's heavy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
it's
to
heavy.
Be. So.
Wow, 20 pounds. So. I can see. I see what you're saying now.
It doesn't really get affected by the rope. It's got two 3S 11.1 volt batteries on it, so it's definitely not a small little,
Drone Ranger says he'd buy my Anafi. He said Dan, but Chris. He said he'd buy it when I was done with it. I don't know how long I'm going to keep it. We'll see. I want to.
Wait a
I
minute.
want to
Wait a
save it
minute.
through
Wait a
spring.
minute.
So
Mike, you already have one.
does he have one?
I'll buy it before you get your hands on it, sir.
I'm gonna fly it around for a while, and what I'm really interested in with it is the camera. I
Mhm.
haven't had a chance because it's so washed out right now. It's hot, and
Right.
all the rocks are freaking just they're washed out. The sky's washed out. It's blue sky with there's no contrast right now. So yeah, I mean you could put an ND filter on it, but I've only heard bad things about that. So I'd rather fly it without a filter, so the gimbal stays. I don't want gimbal errors or anything like that. And we have some good weather coming up. We have some cool weather with like I said, the trees are going to start changing color, and I'm going to get the Anafi up in that. I have an area I want to hike, assuming my body gets in the right shape for hiking again. I want to climb up a volcano. We got a couple of volcanoes around here. I'm going to take the Anafi up there. There's some things I got planned that I want to do,
Sounds
and
fun.
the weather's going to be nicer. So it's like I said, I'm going to freaking go out in the desert. I went out the other day just for the heck of it because my dog loves it out there. So I brought him out, and I got bit up by these freaking little no-see-um bugs. There weren't mosquitoes. My legs were just full of these little tiny gnat bites. And I'm like,
Really?
I ain't going back out there until those little suckers die off, man. I got abused one morning. It was terrible.
Jeez.
But yeah. So you're working on you still building batteries there, Dan?
Oh yeah.
I wished I had the Solo is like I wished I would have bought the Solo before I would have bought my other project drone because that seems like it'd be the ultimate project drone because basically you have a kick-ass freaking drone package already that has an open source, where you can do open source, modifications and then like you're saying, you can just keep making batteries. You got a decent flight time. Most of the ones you build,
Well,
the flight times are like at the most 10 minutes.
you can only make batteries as long as you have batteries to build them with. That's the biggest issue is that you have to have the old batteries. You need to pull and extract the BMS out, which as you can see, I've already finished the majority of the work. I put a 4S balance port on this one now. So the only thing I have left is XT60 and then wrap this so that it can't come loose,
Farmall
And
is that. Let's see. I apologize. Farmall is asking you might be able to Phantom 3. Is it still worth buying?
absolutely.
Yeah. You've owned one of those,
Especially
yeah?
especially if you install Magic Powers on it. Magic Powers 5. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I flew my Phantom 5 miles uh, using
Magic
using
Powers and the
Litchi.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, if you have the parabolic dish and you install Magic Powers 5 on the P3, it'll get extremely good range, man. Don't second guess yourself.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. He's I gotta get on his channel. He's like into buying old farm machinery. He loves.
yeah, yeah.
I
I
grew
know
up on a
Farm Mall.
farm as a kid, so I love watching
I
him.
know Farm Mall. Farm Mall doesn't really like me though,
That's okay.
but it's all good.
I'm all good with you guys. I don't. I'm not worried about
A
anything.
lot a lot of the people don't like me, especially if they hang in the other network or the hub, I should say.
You do kind of have the arrogance of a youngster, one young whippersnapper about you, but I don't care anymore. That's okay.
Well,
It's okay to be
man,
confident in what you know.
you gotta remember, you are selling yourself to other people,
Right.
and as with any business, you have to put yourself out there,
Right.
especially if you know what you're doing, and you have to act like you know what you're doing. And not that I'm acting, but I mean that somebody who's an entrepreneur that wants to further themselves is going to make themselves sound like they're the best at what they do. I mean that's 101 of being a business person. So like I said, if people take my how did you put it?
Eric,
It was
kind of
nicely put.
you have an
Arrogance?
extreme competence or confidence about you.
Yeah.
There you go. I call it extreme
is.
confidence. It's okay to be arrogant,
like that.
especially if you believe in what you do. And I think that, you listen enough too. That's the other thing. The only thing about arrogance sometimes that's bad is when you refuse to listen to anybody else, and I don't see that. I've heard you. I've heard you and the thing that went on with the Bill, the drone reviewer thing.
Uh-huh.
I heard you basically back off and actually act really kind and supportive of somebody. And there's the assumption is that you're not that way and that you're just, kind of stuck in your ways.
I'm a
That's just,
dick.
yeah, it's just not the truth. So, but let's see. I guess Mike was saying that you would buy the Anafi. I'd sell it as soon as I want to know a little bit more about it. I wished I had my freaking repeater. I'm pissed that I don't have that. I'm still. Maybe I'll find one online somewhere where somebody's just wants to dump it.
There you go.
Uh,
That might work. I'm
You could
I'm
put-
a huge.
yeah.
I want to get my hands. Well, I want to get my hands on the Anafi.
Yeah.
I've been wanting the damn thing forever. So
The things I can tell you about it is it feels like a reduced sized. It's just a smaller version of a Bebop 2 with a better camera. It's very light, and like I
which
said,
I'm fine with.
I think a lot of people looked at the lightness as being like over delicate, but there's a lot of people breaking and crashing them, and believe me, I've already been a little rough with this one I have, but there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it doesn't. Just little kind of bumps and things like that, and nothing
Right.
big. Just learning curve stuff, but it's not going to break. I mean, you'd have to literally run it into a tree to break it. You'd have to do something pretty extreme.
Pretty extreme.
Yeah. So I always wonder why and how people break their, There's-
I can never understand that myself, man. I've never gone out and intentionally broke a GPS platform. I don't. Not even intentionally, even accidentally. I've never broken the ghost drone was a little different just because the ghost drone had a mind of its own.
Farmall
thing-
said he doesn't dislike anybody in the drone world. So there you go. He's a good dude. I think he just sometimes we don't. I'm sure there's people out there that don't like me, but I really don't care. I just just don't watch my channel and don't get in. Don't. I'm not on enough on lives that I'm trying to interfere with anybody's turf. Mostly it's
Is
just
that what we're
discussion.
calling it now?
Turf? Yeah. There's no such thing as turf, dude. You're either good or you're not.
What is this? Blood in and blood out? What are we?
I enjoy the conversations like this that can go, you can get into one that goes really late and you get 3 or 4 people on. That's what makes StreamYards better. That's why I got to maybe think about trying to figure out how to get that working right, because it's nice when you get into these really good. I'd rather just be on somebody else's freaking stream, quite honest. As a guest, just walk in to a discussion that I already see going on and see if I can get in.
Right.
That's my problem. Is I get to those streams and then there's 2 people sitting in the freaking green room and you can't get in. Like I never got a chance to talk to
Yeah.
Bill.
Oh, were you in that stream?
Yeah, I was in the the lobby for a while there, and I was just fuming because I wanted to get on there and say some things and I couldn't. So I'm like, okay, crap.
I've had a few of those nights with other people's channels. Yeah.
I wasn't fuming in a bad way. I had things that because
You wanted to say.
Yeah, anyway, so that's okay. He's doing what he needs to do. He went into his own little world, turned everything off around him that he doesn't like, and then he can continue on and become, he can spread rumors and falsehoods and things that.
And yeah. You still get it. I'm glad you still understand. I have made the decision to let him bury himself. I'm done. People will see him for what he is in the end. I don't care.
I just don't see. I'm interested in the new products coming up, but I'm so sick of hearing bullcrap. I'm literally gonna get a 3D printer and I'm gonna make fake drones, and put them out and take pictures of them. Because I could so fake that. I could totally make that Mavic 2 whatever Pro Mini, whatever the hell people are looking at. I could totally make that. You could just and then throw a couple of freaking brushless motors on it and make it look cool. I mean, it'd be so easy. A photograph says nothing,
Right.
and sometimes I wish that those would come out as being fakes, just so everybody could learn their lesson, But let's see, Parrot just came out with the Anafi FPV kit. I don't know what that is. I'll have to check out what that is. I'm just sad that I haven't been able to. I've got to get online and find out why I'm getting so much interference, because I never got this kind of interference with my Sky Controller 2. And I don't know if it's. I don't know what's going on. I'll have to look and see. It's got to be me. It's got to be a setting, because I'm like orange and red. I'm barely green. And that's when I'm out in the middle of nowhere. So I got to figure something out. Obviously, my phone or something. I've turned off everything. I've just had the cable. I don't know. I'm gonna fake drone. Yeah. The Mavic 2 Mini. Now the one I saw the picture of the Spark 2 actually looked kind of real. That looked kind of cool actually.
Guys,
so
anyway. I know you're bored. I know that the drone market sucks right now.
It does.
But if you stop and think about it, it's no different than anything else that's going on. And think about it. Every technology right now is kind of hitting its pinnacle. And I'm not just talking about drones. I'm talking about computers, cell phones, drones. I mean, there's so much that have hit their pinnacle at this point. Look at TVs. What is really the difference between 4K and 1080? Most people can't even distinguish the difference. So where do you go from here? Virtual? That's the only step up for the majority of these things. Virtual phones, Right. I mean, you've hit your pinnacle peak of technology with these devices.
I see what you're saying.
The only thing you can do from here now is come up with something totally new that nobody's ever seen before. And it's not happening. It's because companies with innovative ideas are getting just kind of blown off, and that's right.
It's kind of like, we can make a gimbalist camera drone, We'll basically use GoPro technology, and nobody's, the only company that's kind of done that is Parrot, and nobody supports them, so
nope.
They don't want to spend the money.
Parrot did what?
They moved on. They moved on to commercial stuff. Yeah.
Parrot was like, "That's how you feel? Bye. We'll go right into the professional market, and we'll leave you consumers hanging right where you're at. Don't ever ask us for anything."
Top Drone, how you doing? Do you know Top Drone there, Dan?
Top
Drone decided to come back on using my drone channel. I don't know who that is. Nikos Ariel's on. He's got some cool stuff. He's in south of France.
That's a pretty solid solder job there. We should be good to go. Shrink wrap. Now I'm just going to wrap this. And
you're just going to be a battery mass producer guy.
$40 right here. You want to run your 3DR Solo forever? This is how you do it.
Because you got to have the smartness. Otherwise, you don't know what the frickin's going on with your drone.
So let's unplug this BMS from this battery.
So all those remod batteries are all 4S batteries?
Yeah. So this is one I've had. I've been flying for over a year now, and it still works fine. As you can see, if I push the button, it lights up, and all the little LEDs come on, and it's ready to roll. You just plug it into a 4S and go. But you still get all your telemetry.
And that battery looks huge, but that fits under the cover, huh? Gosh, that's just that is a big freaking battery.
It is a big battery.
Can you give me some scale? Can you put that next to the battery compartment of you got your Solo handy, or is it not in there?
I mean, it's up on the shelf.
Okay, man. Don't. All right. I was just curious because it looks thick. It looks it just fits in there, right?
Oh, I mean, no, look, man, it's not. Here's what I've been trying to instill in everybody, is that it doesn't matter what it looks like. You only see the thing for 30 seconds when you take off.
That's true. I see what you're doing.
Come back.
I see what you're doing.
So who cares? Who cares what it looks like? Does it really need to be aesthetically pleasing to the eyes?
So you're strapping them in.
So I'm just Velcro right across, strap it and go. I mean, it's not much different than the original battery if you see size comparison.
Gotcha.
It's really like almost you can see the cell sizes on these and the cell size on these. They're not much different.
You should create a 3D printed cover option that covers it up.
But they have it. I'm just not offering that. I just offer you the battery mod.
And
if
then
you want
somebody
all
else
the
can
rest
get it?
of the accessories, then you go to the STL file and you pull it, and then you find somebody who 3D prints and you give it to them and let them print the top. I mean, like I said, I'm just doing all I care about is keeping your solo airborne. That's my thing.
So somebody already does that.
Right. Well, I don't know if they already do it, but there's STL files out there if you want to actually print have somebody print one for you and do it. I've seen a couple of them with these, they're a little wider because you have to fit all this extra wiring in there now that you didn't have before.
Right.
So now you have all these wires and all these wires now that have to be fit inside there, so you can't shove all that back inside here. That's not how that works. You see what I'm saying? These were a very specific design. Right. So, let's see if we get power here. This is the first time I've connected to this one. So we're going to 4S balance lead first, plugged in. And let's see if we get smoke. Nothing yet. Seems to have accepted the battery. And boom. It says it needs a charge, but there it is.
Mavic 2 Zoom 2 weeks ago. Nico said did he buy? He says I have buy Mavic 2 Zoom 2. Oh, so he bought Mavic 2 weeks ago. The only thing I gain with a Mavic 2 is the lossless camera zoom, which I gain already because I have the Anafi. The Anafi has that. So, and it makes a huge difference. That lossless zooms, and the Mavic Pro already has a good zoom, but it's just not smooth, lossless. So you can't do smooth adjustments. I don't know.
All right, so that's done. This one works. Set that aside. Next.
But anyway. Yeah. I'm just thinking what I missed on here. I was gonna hit another topic today that kind of is totally off the drone subject. And that was...
Are we allowed to go off the drone subject?
It's hard to when you got somebody working on a drone.
Hey, man, I figure why waste time? I can still do the things with you while I do this.
Yeah. What I wanted to do...
Every one of these I bang out, man, that's $40 in my pocket.
I have to buy Mavic 2, let's see. So, Nikos. What I wanted to talk a teeny bit about was... I guess I could do that maybe later. Because I brought up the idea, sick of hearing more bullcrap about drones. What was the other? Let me just put up. I got to put something up here really quick. My little reminder. My dad random reminder. I already talked about that.
Random reminder.
Oh, I was going to talk about some chat stream stuff. That was the ugly picture of the DJI Mini, which looks like I said, it looks like somebody 3D printed a fake, hand sanded it, and then which makes no sense. I did do a little. Let's see. This was a post here. Let me put this up here. You're still on. You'll still be on, Dan. Let me just jump over to this really quick. I just want to put this display up. This was a article that I found a couple of different articles, and the title is this. I posted it on my blog because I do a teeny bit of writing, and this actually came from a couple of different sources that were already out there. And what I did was I compared it and did a little bit of creative writing. But this is Paradanafi. We knew it all along. A failure or a great vision? Was it an absolute failure? Because Anafi continues to market their drone with their additional camera option. They got the heat camera now that you can add to it. Um, but what one of the things is that I found out doing a little research, and I think a lot of people don't know, is that the considerations they use when they design the Anafi drone, and a couple of things they basically said they wanted to reduce weight, and a lot of people looked at Parrot as being like sub
Power.
technological for not adding all the sensors.
Oh,
And this was their point. Their point was that, first of all, if you fly drones a lot, the sensors are pretty much useless. I mean, you don't
right.
need them. They don't,
They're so
and
useless.
if anything, they get in your way, and people are always turning
Yep.
them off.
That's why I
So,
laugh when people are like, I can't unless it has obstacle avoidance. I'm like, oh my god.
so they took it out because it weighed too much. They could make their drones smaller, and they could increase the flight time by not having all these extra sensors. And they even talked about kids flying them. So instead, this was kind of interesting. Instead of taking the approach, we're going to make it smart. We're just going to make it light and make it durable. So if it does run into something at low speed, it's going to be light enough to not hurt itself. Most of the time, these drones break because they break on their own weight. So
Mm-hmm.
there was a lot of thought into the size of the drone versus how much it weighed and what materials it was made of. And that the battery would detach. That's always a good thing. So if you have a crash, the battery will pop off, so it doesn't create more damage. But the one of the comments they made on this was the drone protects itself by shutting down. It just shuts the props off, and so anyways, and they did a lot of testing. A lot of people don't know that the Nafi, these companies, especially the Parrot, they spent a ton of time, you know, just pre-testing this thing. So most people looked at it as being a substandard technology. They didn't put all the things on it. It doesn't feel heavy, like when you pick up a Spark, you've got that substance. It's just different. Let's see. The other thing they said, increased safety for everyone around children. So, for example, if an Anafi ran into you, if you were just sitting there and you had a little kid that was close by and you flew your drone into a little kid, that Anafi would just fall over. It literally the kid, and the kid might have a scratch. So that was their way of protecting the drone and people. Now, if I took that same drone, if I took a not the same, if I took a Spark and I flew at full speed at a little kid, it would
Oh yeah,
freaking
it's gonna really
it
hurt.
would freaking it's heavy. Plus it's got those props are gonna freaking bite into you a little bit. Let's see. So they anyways this was the part of that article, and they talked about prevention of damage by reduction of weight, making flyers more responsible by not babying them with sensors. And then of course, they talked about protection of personal data. That anything that you would upload to their site, they spent a lot of time figuring how they would protect you from being, the being hacked, I
The
guess.
next DJI hack.
Yeah. So I just thought that was interesting. I just read through that, and the other thing was a quote by the CEO. He says in 2017. Now this is before, I guess this is at the same time they're basically putting out this drone product. So in 2017, we experienced a delicate period, which for they knew the market was softening up, so they just decided way back then that this was going to be the last product they put out. And they were going to go commercial. But this was a statement they made back then. It says we completely rethought our R&D, suspended our consumer product launches. This was an article that came out and a lot of people read. You probably already read it. Carried out an in-depth review of our distribution strategy, supported the ramping up of our business solutions. They just went commercial. They can make a lot of money selling commercial drones, and they understood that the commercial market was where possibly it could blow up again,
Sure.
and scale back the costs. That's what companies do. If they don't see more toy drones being bought and the market was saturated, why keep making them? So I just thought that was an interesting article. I paraphrased a lot of it and I put it on there.
Parrot has always been a fantastic company for the people that want an affordable, awesome product.
Yeah.
You know, they never tried to overdo it and they never tried to underdo it. They always tried to be at a price point that was available for the majority of all users and still offer really cool tech.
Right. And
you got to give them credit, man.
And you add those extra costs on it. I think it did come out at a pretty heavy price. I mean, it was way more heavy than I was willing to pay when it first came out. But now what's happening is people are purchasing these things at a discount, and they're going, "Wow, this is there's a lot of things you can do with this thing, and it's got this great."
I mean, isn't it the same thing though, Chris? For anything, you buy a PS3 when it first comes out, it's $6.99, and then a year later, all of a sudden, it's $2.99. You know, I mean, it's the same with anything. So I don't fault Parrot for doing what they did.
No. And they
just tried to make the money while it was there, but not crazy.
Nope, it wasn't put up at $1,000 price point. It was a DJI will come out at $2,000 a lot of the times when they have a new product coming out. So it was interesting. So that was an interesting article that I wanted to bring up, and I did, like I said, I paraphrased over it, but it was good. So if anybody wanted to see that, I did. I think I put a link up to that. So if you wanted to just check that out, the full article. The other one was about Amazon, and that's an older one. They were talking about beyond line of sight because they basically loosened up the line of sight laws now that money is being thrown at it. So I thought that was interesting. Everybody else, you got line of sight laws, but we'll let Amazon fly autonomous drones everywhere. Of course, nobody sees there. I thought that was interesting. That was what that article was about. It was about Amazon having the ability now to and the FAA has okayed it. So that just verifies your belief that there is the rules are flexible for some, and for others they're not. So
all right. Number 2 is complete.
All right, so that was that stuff there. I just wanted to share with you guys. The other one, Dan, I don't know if you're interested in this kind of stuff. This is not about, I didn't want to do the news. I just want to talk about some things that I knew a little bit of things about. This other one is, let me just put up, that's all rumors. It's about this guy right here. If you want to check your screen out. If you ever...
I can't see unless I go on, like it doesn't show me what you're showing me on.
I'll throw it up there.
Skype.
Basically, 2 days ago, in Sardinia, Italy, one of America / Italy / Sardinia, Italy's greatest, one of their greatest heroes passed. His name is Franco Columbu, so I thought I'd throw that out.
Yeah. With Arnold Schwarzenegger, they were like the 2 best workout buddies ever.
Yeah, and I know I have a little bit of background with this. I know I've actually got some I don't know, I would call it insider information a little bit. I actually, back in the early 90s, I got a chance. I actually stayed at his home in Brentwood, California for a couple. I think it was 2 nights. His wife is actually related to, or is the sister of my best friend in high school. So we road tripped out there and we stayed with Franco and Debbi for a couple of nights. I was just married. I was 20, probably 25, 26 at the time. We drove out there with the friend, and we just hung out a little bit, and he was a very gracious host. It was kind of cool. I was actually in the fitness back then. I was trying to figure out what to do, whether I didn't know if I was going to be a teacher or what I was going to do. But he invited us. We stayed with Franco and Debbi for a couple of nights. He was a very gracious host. We had dinner with him, and we took them out the next night. We took them out to dinner, of course, for keeping us for 2 days in that place, and it was fun. He was very, very kind, generous, funny, really humorous dude.
Yeah.
I just remember we drank his. He used to make homemade wine, and he definitely he got a big jug of his this foot stomped Italian wine that he'd make. He would joke about how he made it, that he took his shoes off and actually did his own. He did his own pressing. Yeah. And he was very funny. He's a really humorous guy. He's always cracking jokes, and it was cool, and it was a good experience. And it only happened once. My buddy that I grew up with, he of course saw Franco on a regular basis and has tons of stories, but I only have that one little story, and how he invited us in. It was nice. He lived in a very small home. I believe it's the same place. It just happens to be in a very high buck neighborhood. The houses there are out of through the roof. In Brentwood is where he lived, Brentwood, California. But his home was very small. Just he took the earnings that he made from bodybuilding, and he bought himself a home there and a life in California, and traveled back and forth from there to Italy. He had one daughter, Maria. I'm trying to think if I met Maria. I've seen Debbie lots of times, his wife, because like I said, they're kind of childhood friends. But I believe the story goes how Debbie and Franco met was he was swimming, and was having trouble, got caught in an undertow, and she was working as a flight attendant for Northwest Airlines, and she was at the beach, and she was an avid windsurfer, and she went out and saved him. And they kind of met, and they started dating, that kind of thing. But it was interesting.
Really?
This surprised me because he was very healthy, but of course he was 78, but really neat person, and of course, obviously, I've never met Arnold, never. We were actually, when I went there that time, we were actually invited. I guess Wednesday or Thursday nights they would have movie nights together because they were good friends. And something happened and we didn't go. I was always thinking, oh man, we get to go see Arnold. We get to go to his house, and that never happened. But it was kind of fun. It was fun. It was an enjoyable.
I feel like it would be boring watching an Arnold movie with Arnold. Because I feel like if you were sitting there the whole time with Arnold, it'd be like, this is that scene where I come through the door and I break his face.
Well, Franco was a movie. Franco was a movie lover too, and he also tried to get into. He was an actor, and he tried to get into the acting business, and of course, he was a cameo in a lot of Arnold's stuff. But he did his own. He actually, I actually saw one of his premieres when I was there. He was making a movie called Beretta's Island, and he showed us the premiere, and it was, I don't know if the sound was in it. It was just, you could see the numbers, the numbers rolling underneath, and he was just saying, yes, this is the movie I'm working on. It was just cool. It was neat. It was a neat experience. It's a different world. Hollywood's a different world. I felt like a fish out of water, for sure.
Did you?
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying, because you feel, for example, he had an address book sitting on next to his chair where he sat, and if you looked in his address book, it was just full of phone numbers of stars of Hollywood people. You just look through, like there's Pee Wee Herman, and I mean just stuff like that. You just go through the book.
That's my bag.
It was just weird. You just don't think that. We think of all those people as being untouchable. And for people like him who live in the neighborhood, I mean, OJ, this was before the OJ Simpson thing, and that's like down the street. OJ's house was like a couple blocks away, because this was before
He did it?
I think this was before. Did you think he did it? I don't.
Do you think he did it?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. The evidence is pretty bad. It's about.
Yeah, well, if it was that bad, wouldn't he have gone? What really?
It was such a messed up case. Then they threw racism into it to make it even more complicated. And
right. Well, then he goes to jail later on in his life for what? Theft? Something stupid. Right.
He ends up for armed. He was held people at gunpoint.
There you go.
He was trying to get his memorabilia back by people that were selling it.
that really what it was?
Yeah, in a hotel room, some guy was selling like his Heisman Trophy and stuff. Somebody got a hold of it because obviously his house was emptied after the trial,
Right.
or during the. So anyway, people got hold of his memorabilia and he wanted it back, and so he went and he brought his rough friends with a gun and he went to try to get it back. And of course, I think somebody set him up because somebody called the cops or the security and said he had a gun. Next thing you know, the police.
5-0.
Yeah. Next thing you know, I mean, he's there and he's actually he brought a gun to the scene of even if he did have a disagreement with those people. But yeah, interesting. That was an interesting time. I can't remember what year the OJ trial was, but it was around the same time when I went to see Franco's house, and I don't believe the OJ stuff had happened yet. The timing was strange, or it had happened right after that. But that was interesting. It was it's something that you don't forget. But I never went back. We never. My friend Charlie, he's of course brother-in-law's with him, so he's seen him a lot. And of course he sees his sister all the time. So I thought that was interesting. Like I said, Charlie actually has my friend Charlie actually has a wedding picture because when he got married, or no, when Franco and Debbi, his wife, got married, Charlie was in the wedding. So of course Arnold's in the picture. It's kind of one of those pictures that everybody wants to have, sitting in their front room to have the Hollywood stars and all that. But I thought that was interesting. I wanted to pay homage to him. I really appreciate the bodybuilding thing. As a kid, I think everybody kind of wanted to be kind of massive and like these pictures that I have behind me. And Franco was a true champion. He was an amazing person. So it's sad.
Yeah, Arnold said that Franco was one of the strongest guys he had ever met.
Yeah, he did a lot of those feats of strength, but he was a short dude. He was like 5'5" and just built, just ripped,
which
all muscle. Yeah.
Actually made him be able to lift more than the big 6-foot dudes because he's closer to the ground and didn't have as far to bring weights.
Oh yeah, he deadlifted he was deadlifting up around in the upwards of the 600-pound range, and that's insane
for
amounts
his
of weight.
size and mass is crazy.
On the bench, I think he was a 500-pound bench presser, and he did other squat. I think 5 squat and something like that. I don't know. I think it was 600 pounds. I can't remember all the numbers, but yeah, but cool. They lived in that Venice Beach kind of lifestyle. Switch. Yes. Yeah, I was kind of a fan, and all those good movies that came out at that time.
I always wondered, man. I watched Jingle All the Way, and when I saw Jingle All the Way, it always made me ask a question that I've never been able to get out of my head ever since I was a kid. We already know Arnold Schwarzenegger sounds funny when he talks, right?
Right.
But what does he actually sound like when he sings?
I don't know.
I've always only heard him do yelling and screaming and all that kind of stuff, but I've never actually heard him sing a Christmas carol like Jingle Bells, Jingle Bells. Could you imagine Arnold trying to sing Silent Night?
Well, because people sound different when they sing.
Right.
It's kind of like a stutterer, and there's, I forget, was it Mel Tillis that was also a singer, a famous country western singer, but he was a stutterer. It's different. It's a different way of using your voice, I guess. So it changes. Because I can imagine with Arnold, if he tried to sing something, it would have probably been
Holy Night.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the well done. Here, let me put the guest visit back on there. I mean, that's a great imitation there. I thought that was good.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, so we lost a good one. I just wanted to say something about it. Everybody was putting some stuff up, and I thought I'd put my 10 cents in there. My 20-cent brush with fame.
People are talking about me in the chat section.
I think we're slowed. Our chat's slowed down here. I've had it kind of. Sometimes the chat here, I got the top chat on again. Just freaking.
I grew up with trying. Man, there's actually I used to try to do the Arnold imitation stuff. I don't know if you've ever made the attempt of actually looking into the vocalization that it requires to try to talk like Arnold. Like there's like 7 different stages of Arnold. There's young Arnold, old Arnold, like pissed off Arnold, like, and you never really realize, like, because the only thing you think of when somebody talks like Arnold is like, you do the chaba, all those.
You do the
simple
chaba,
ones.
yeah.
Right,
No!
those are the easy ones. But actually talking like Arnold is the hard part. It's easy to yell and be angry like Arnold. Like that's what everybody goes to when they do the Arnold thing. But like if you see some of these people really break down how to talk like Arnold, they're always like, oh, it comes from the back of your throat, and there's old Arnold, there's young Arnold, and I was like, wow, this guy's got it down, man, but I've never able to quite do it perfectly. So I gave up. But, I realized that there's so much more in Arnold and doing his voice than I ever realized, because everybody just immediately jumps to the "get to the chopper,"
Well, that's all you usually need for that one moment that you have to throw out there.
Exactly. But
Franco had a very
they did breakdowns.
Franco had a very interesting voice too. He was not fluent in English, and that's why I think him and Arnold kind of hung out, because they both were trying to figure. Yeah, they both had broken English, and Franco a ton, and plus he had a smaller man's voice, so it's kind of he had the small guy thing going on, and I can imagine the both of them were like, when they walked down the street, if they weren't massive, they would have probably got just tons of crap, they were just these massive human beings, right. But they both had the same kind of weaknesses, I guess. So when they grew up in that, the place of perfect people, Hollywood and whatever, Arnold was able to break through, but he got tons of crap for that, for his broken Austrian English.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I was going back on some of these original impersonators, and they were talking about like how many different phases there really are for Arnold. You had your young Arnold who couldn't speak a lick of English very well, that just sounded very simple, and then you had your Arnold that had now finished 2 movies, Hercules in New York and Conan the Barbarian, and who's now learning English, and he has a much more exaggerated accent, and I was like, damn, I never really thought about it like this deeply before, until I started looking into how to do the proper Arnold impersonations. And as he gets older, they talk to you about how to like adjust your voice level to fit the old Arnold instead of the 1990 Arnold.
There's a lot of people that don't know of the dubbing, the overdubbing they did in the movies, and both him and Franco both had a lot of dubbing done, overdubbing, because they were just so they're
horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. It was pretty bad.
Let's
see, I don't have to talk drones, man. I'm pretty well versed in a little bit of everything.
No, I know you like to do movies, so I thought this would be good. It worked as a good transition, so. Yeah, the Hercules in New York movie, and then of course his breakout, was Conan. Conan was big, and then he did Commando, which I liked.
1984, I want to say.
I liked Commando. I loved the one-liner, "Stick around," when he'd take his knife and stick somebody into the freaking tree.
I thought you said you were going to kill me last. I lied. Drops him off a mountain. I'm like, okay.
I thought you were going to. Yep, exactly. I remember that. Those were good. Those were good movies. Like I said there.
Yeah, no, man.
You have to.
My girl. Huh?
Oh, you have to understand. They are what they are. They weren't meant to be super serious. They were meant to be fun, action, and there was humor. And violence. I guess we like that.
Now it's just pointless violence for violence sake. I don't know. Is there anybody really doing one-liners anymore, or was that just an 80s and 70s thing? I feel like that was like 80s was the time to be alive, man.
I think Bruce Willis tried to do it, with his series. You don't see him very often anymore. You don't see the...
No. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get those the one-liners. I think it's because of that they were, that's kind of the trademarks. Well, I mean, you could say Clint Eastwood had, some good ones out there,
Some of the best
but
ever.
his weren't. Oh yeah, he had stuff from way back, that
Right.
during the
Actually,
spaghetti western era.
I feel like a lot of the stuff he used to say was probably something his dad said to him. I think his dad was probably the really colorful animated voice person, and he learned a lot of that from listening to his dad because nobody just grows up and has that kind of, mentality like Clint Eastwood does. You know what I'm saying? Like all his little catchphrases, like when he's Dirty Harry and the guy's in the elevator with him, he's like, a lot of things can happen to dog poo. It can dry up and blow away in the wind, or it can get stepped on, so just be careful where the dog shits you. And I was like, wow, these are really good lines, man. But I feel like that's something he would say in real life because he picked it up somewhere, like his dad or his uncle, or you know what I'm saying? Trying to
Yeah.
explain things to him when he was younger, and how not to be a screw up or whatever. I think about these things, man. Like as my ADHD gets the best of me, I always have to think about where would you ever come up with something like that,
You got a good memory is what helps. That's where it starts. Because as kids, that's kind of what we did. We memorized the entire the entire comedy routines of people like I don't know,
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, and then we can't remember crap the next day at school. So,
Right.
I thought that my wife is calling me here. Hold on here. I'm gonna see what she.
Chris, what are you doing online
Hello?
still?
Like what? Yeah, I'm online. I can get off though. I'm on a live stream right now, but I can get off. It's not a big. I've been on for quite a while. Okay. I thought I've taken it apart, but I'll check it out. Okay. Okay, bye. All right.
That's it,
Now, I
dude.
know you can still hear me, but
all four done and ready to be wrapped.
wrap. Oh, do you shrink wrap the actual battery, or just all the wires?
No, just the wires,
Just
and
heat
then
wrap it?
I put electrical tape around the BMS. I don't shrink wrap the BMS. I did that once already. This is a shrink wrap BMS. You can see the clear shrink wrap around it. But I got to the point where I didn't want, I don't know, man. I like the look of electrical tape around it versus this, So as much as I
Right.
like this, I can still feel things poking from behind, and
Right. Plus, you don't want them to short out on stuff.
Right. So I think I'm just going to wrap them with electrical so you can see how that works. You just pull the things right out the tip and then you just all the way around. And it also makes doing this piece a whole lot easier if you just do electrical tape. So this is as easy as just wrapping it, this way. So I think that's the route we're going to take here. I may shrink wrap this. We'll see. Just the power button though, nothing else.
I'm getting an itch to do to do some kind of a project, but I just don't know if I want to get into one that I'm going to keep getting more. I go, oh, if we don't need this part, and I'm like, oh crap, now I got to wait for this one. Next thing you know, a month goes by and you're waiting for something else that you didn't freaking get.
Well, and that's why I order everything in bulk. So if you thought I was joking, man, like I make these.
That's what I ended up
like,
doing. Now I have all
These are about
freaking parts.
$2 a piece.
Yeah, the ST60s.
Yeah, the XT60s. You got to have constant solder around, so I order everything in bulk.
You got
Look
a
at
good
this
soldering
bag.
iron. What kind of soldering iron do you use? What's your?
Oh, that's just a little eBay cheapie. Here's like shrink wrap. Tons of shrink wrap in here, man.
Yeah, you
On
use so
top of
much of that.
These are all 4S battery connectors. Like I have 300 4S battery connectors I ordered to do this, and they just keep coming out. Man,
Couldn't you
I've got
shrink wrap that little circuit board?
How's that?
Couldn't you shrink wrap that little circuit board?
The small one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. I may shrink wrap the small one just so that it's visible and, all that fun stuff. But yeah, whenever you do projects like this, man, you're going to be banging out orders.
Right.
Like, just order in bulk. Here's more shrink wrap. I got more shrink wrap hiding back there. I don't know, man. I got shrink wrap everywhere.
Yeah, I shrink wrapped everything. That's one of the greatest things ever to help to protect all your connections. So nice.
You figure there's $120 right here in just BMSs that are ready to be sold to somebody else now. So it's worth doing it if you have the time and energy.
What I probably should do is take my 550, get a 4S battery for it, and then put a new flight controller on it. That would be something to goof around with. It'd be simple. Everything's built. I did have some problems with a couple of my ESCs that I just replaced one, and you should never probably replace one because they're obviously they're different. So anyway, I got a mess going on with that. I had one burn out, and then
nice.
Well, I just ordered another one, but it was a different brand. I thought I bought the same thing, but you'd think that they would all, you can when you do the calibration on them, that you still could calibrate them so they all turn on at the same time. That's with the small quads, you got to pop it up, and you can't just like slowly take off. You got to juice it so it lifts up.
Right.
Especially with the heavy ones. And what surprises me is how heavy. I just never thought of it when I was building it. How freaking heavy that quad I built was. It's freaking heavy. Thing weighs probably freaking 2 pounds. But my dream was making a hexacopter, but that's just more power. You running into the weight to power ratio issue.
That's definitely a big issue.
But anyways,
I would agree with that. That's what a lot of people forget when it comes to flight. Power to weight ratio.
Well, you think, I'll just put bigger and bigger batteries on. No, because bigger batteries heavier, and now you freaking have different prop issue.
you would be surprised how many people go, dude, I want the battery mod. I got this 10,000 mAh pack I'm going to put on there, and I'm going to fly for like ever.
No.
And I'm like,
no.
10,000 mAh, bro? That's like flying a cement brick around.
Exactly.
You're going to lose flight time. Flight characteristics go out the window at that point. You can't explain something to certain people, though. I've given up trying, so I don't anymore.
That was the cool thing about building is you learn all these problems, and there's a balance to how much, how many amps, and I mean, there's a, then you talk about the mAh value of the batteries and the power output. Right. Of course, if you have a battery that outputs faster, of course, you're going to lose flight time, but you might gain power, performance, whatever. Performance. So it's kind of a fun thing, but I was only able to get about 8 to 10 minutes. I don't think I ever got 10 minutes even. I think 8 or 9 minutes was my record with my 550, but I was using 3S batteries, so I think I can use a slower draining 4S battery. I was thinking, and then, which I wouldn't be in such a big weight conundrum. So that'd be kind of fun to do. Hey,
conundrum.
Flying Brick, WeRV's back on. Hey, he's been in and out. I appreciate you staying on there. We've had a pretty good group of people coming in and out. Kind of died off with the messed up beginning, but good discussion. Like I said, we had a good movie discussion. That was good. Yeah, Arnold stuff. I'm trying to think of any other. I haven't seen a lot of movies lately. I've been watching lots of Netflix recently, so there's not a lot of. I haven't been really doing movies as of late because of Netflix. I've been doing lots of series. Series, mini series.
You a teacher? Did you just say series?
I'm a history teacher. I don't know about freaking proper English. We can discuss at length other things. Hey, I don't mind. Hey, if I say something and I don't freaking have a perfect way of saying it, I'll tell them I don't know. Can somebody correct me here? That's the one thing. If you try to know everything and you don't open yourself up and say, hey, I'm not the all-seeing eye of the world, it actually makes your life way easier.
I do that every once in a while for people. I'm not a professional. I set out every day to learn something new.
Yeah.
Every day.
There's
Whether
things you
I'm
do
super,
know though, and you're set on. You have your
well,
own.
there
Yeah.
is, but I also like to learn. I will challenge somebody till the bitter end until I find that I'm wrong, and then wow, that's incredible. Thank you
Yeah,
for
but then you'll
teaching me
come
this.
back and go, you know what? That person was
I was
right.
wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, but I tell them directly to their face. The first thing I do is Google. I'm gonna say, oh shit, I've been wrong this whole time. So I'm always up for learning. That's why I said when people, I think people take me the wrong way just because I am set in my ways on certain things, like DJI. I already know hands down I don't want to deal with DJI products, and a lot of people don't like me for that reason. Right there, that I down talk DJI constantly, and because DJI is number one, I become the bad guy really quickly when I talk crap about DJI. All right, but you and me both know, Chris, that I've never really been a fan of DJI ever
No.
from the get-go. I don't like what they have to offer. Just they don't give me anything I'm looking for from their products.
Well,
Every time I go out and fly, I'm restricted somehow.
They're reaching the
Good.
end of their product line too, so they know it. They know that the future is something else, and and that's why they went into the camera business. They went into the action camera business so they could sell a few of those, and then they went into the what else do they sell? They're thinking about I think the DSLR world is what they're trying to do now. They want to build a camera that compete with Sony and Fuji and Canon and.
Well, that's the fun thing about the Solo is that I got a hold of Sony, and they said they have 25 pallets at one of their locations of original gimbal DSLR rigs that were going to be released for the Solo in the end of 2016, but Solo tanked before they had an opportunity to release them. So they never released the DSLR rigs from Sony. So Sony has all these things sitting around on a platform that I'm almost positive if you gave them even a fraction of what they're worth, they would take it. It's better than taking up room in the warehouse. And if you can get a DSLR rig for $50 or $60 and then strap a DSLR camera and have gimbal control and all that to the Solo, then you have an animal on your hands. You have an absolute professional animal on your hands. So I'm working on it with Sony to see if they're going to be willing to part with the rigs. I wouldn't see why not. They're just useless to Sony at this point.
Isn't that that's really going to cut into your time, isn't it? The flight time.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're going to be impacted hugely. You're only going to probably get about 8 to 7 minutes of flight time. You're carrying. Don't get me wrong. The Solo can carry 8 pounds, its own weight plus an extra 4 pounds.
Wow. Yeah, that's
the DSLR rig weighs 1.5 pounds, and the DSLR camera that it was designed for was like 3 different types of cameras that all weigh around 2.5 pounds. So you're pushing the limit of the Solo's capabilities. So at 8 or 7 minutes, you've got a very short flight time. However, I find that in 8 minutes, normally, I accomplish my entire flight. The more I thought about it, the more I'm like, wow, I would only be really shortening myself a tad bit. I normally am landed by the time I'm touching the realm of 9 minutes. And normally in that time frame, I've traveled almost 2 miles away. So I thought to myself, like, is it really that small amount of time? Especially if you know what you're doing. Yeah. As a professional, that's pretty good. You figure... the Inspire only gets 13 minutes in the air.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
So, yeah, when it's fully rigged out and it's got all the big expensive cameras on it, you get like 12 to 13 minutes out of it.
Oh, wow. I figured it at least get 20, man. That surprised me. I did not know that.
Not the Inspire, the 1.0, the original and the second version of it get very short flight times.
Yeah, because they do have to carry a lot of weight.
Right, the Inspire 2 has a lot of issues, a lot of battery problems.
Yeah.
So, like I said,
is that why camera guys are doing proprietary systems? Is that why we had that long discussion about the consumer made drones.
Hmm. Having proprietary
Yeah,
setups.
yeah,
Well, I think I would say that's probably accurate. Cameras are getting so good that you don't really need DSLR, but there are features of DSLR that camera guys
right,
would love to have. One of those being one that we just tested the other day here, which was long shot, right? Like long exposure shot.
right,
A lot of those DJI products don't do long exposure shot because they don't have the millimeter lens to actually accomplish a long shot. And these are things DSLR rigs can do. So you get these beautiful painted pictures of traffic. Like, let's say you're in New York City and all these cars are going back and forth, right? And you put it
right.
in exposure long shot.
Or waterfalls, or
You're right. It'll run a streak of each light pattern that it sees.
right,
And they call that painting the night or painting the sky.
right,
These are things. This is like incredible photos come from long exposure shots, and these are things that DJI can't do because they don't have the proper cameras for it. But DSLR rigs can do stuff like this. So I think now Sony probably produces some DSLRs that are a lot lighter in weight than 2016 when they first started, producing DSLR rigs for that platform.
mm-hmm.
You could probably adapt some of their newer lighter weight cameras to the gimbal and still get functionality out of it for the Solo. So, if we can get a DSLR that
Like the
only weighs
G7, something like that.
right, that only weighs 1.5 pounds instead of 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds, every gram you're saving is an extra minute of flight time almost. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, if you're looking at it from that realm, if I save the weight of 2 GoPros being added to the package, I've probably guaranteed myself 3 or 4 extra minutes of flight time.
Right.
So these are things we think about, and this is where we were getting back to that battery discussion of having larger batteries. Does it really give you more flight time, or are you capped by
a different battery? Will that's maybe
capacity.
Going into a different type of battery. That's where the technology's coming, even for cars.
And that's the thing that's happening for drones. So what makes this setup cool is that if they do come out with those steel batteries they were discussing, right? Those really long, like they're supposed. I don't know if you've heard. They're not steel batteries. They're called. Are they metal or steel? I think they're called steel batteries. They're supposed to be like 4 times more efficient.
Stop it! You're making me yawn.
I know. They're supposed to be 4 times more efficient than LiPo. So if I got 15 minutes out of the original Solo battery at 5400 mAh or 5200 mAh, then if they produce a steel battery at 5200 mAh, I should see almost 45 minutes of flight time out of one battery.
Oh, that'll change things too. That'll
change the entire game. So the Solo that used to only get 12 to 15 or 14 and a half minutes comfortably now becomes a bird that
it's
can
loiter
stay
time
in the air for an hour.
To me, it's loiter time, and then like you're saying, you have the ability to stabilize the camera for a long period of time, for a long exposure, for a person that wants to just maybe they want to like do product, they want property protection. I don't know, and you want to loiter a drone for a long periods of time.
Mm-hmm.
When you get batteries that can just sit there in the air, I had my Mavic one night, a couple nights ago. I flew it. Just so I could watch a football game, and I put it up and I just let it loiter there. That freaking just sat there forever. I mean, it was 20. I mean, for me, 20 minutes is forever. I mean, it just sits there.
No, it is. I'm bored after like 12 or 13
could you imagine
minutes,
40 minutes?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't even know what to do with myself, especially because I'm bound by
Go make
LOS.
a sandwich.
Right,
Line of sight sandwich, of course.
I gotta go make some mac and cheese real quick. Anybody want hot dogs with that? I'll slice them up. I got turkey and chicken. Who's in? Turkey, chicken? No? All right. 20 minutes. All right, I'll just see you guys in 20 minutes.
We got the turkey bowl game up, so we're going to put the drone up. We got 45 minutes. Here we go.
Right.
Action shots of the turkey bowl. I don't know. But it does change things for sure. I mean, because people will find uses for the because right now you're just everything's in a hurry. Everything's in you can't adjust anything. You can't.
That tech is just around the corner. See, the issue is unless you did my mod that I came up with for the Solo, number one, you're still flying on old packs, and number two, you won't have the efficiency to be able to run newer batteries. This allows you to do that. This does not. This is an OEM stock proprietary setup battery. With this, you're stuck with this. This is it.
Yeah.
You want anything else? You got to go to this. I got to extract the BMS, this green thing,
Right.
out of this battery pack, and then solder on the leads, and then tell you how this works. I have a whole write-up that I made for this.
Right. So you can see it on your controller, so you can know what's so you can manage
so you have all your telemetry. Exactly. What's cool about this though is that now there's no restrictions. If you can plug any 4S battery into this.
Right.
Any 4S battery. So that means if in the future they do come up with better batteries and they still have XT60 connectors, which I assume they would, they'd want to put out basically what people already have, XT60 connectors, XT30, XT90. This setup isn't going to change if they change technology. This is going to remain the same. So that means you'll be able to buy these steel batteries and just plug in 2 things, and now you got a Solo capable of 45 minutes of flight or 50 minutes of flight.
With a heavy lift, ability, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it would once again rewrite the entire Solo's game all over again. Yeah, it may look like a Frankenstein, but that's kind of the fun of DIY with the Solo, is that it does look like Frankenstein, and you designed it. It's mine. I built it. I make it do these things. It's cool, So, I don't know. I'm building, like, I have another friend that's about to ship me his Solo. He told me he's done with it. If I pay him for shipping, he'll just send it to me. So,
oh wow,
I'm probably going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to rip that Solo completely down. I'm probably going to pull all the parts out of it and see if I can design a new body for.
Could you imagine what a wing?
Allows me
to... well, Luke, what? Yeah, funny. I got a student that's on. But could you imagine if you took that same battery concept and you threw it in a flying wing, for example? I mean, you're talking hours in the air, literally. I mean, a loiter time of hour and a half, 2 hours.
Mr. Gabell, you were the greatest, Luke.
Luke, Walker.
Hey, Luke, you want some advice?
Walker Sky.
Bring an apple. Bring an apple. Put it on the desk. Your fitness training for the day is going to be great.
I had some kids actually drop me off a whole. I have every once in a while I get something cool. I had a kid drop off a whole container full of those cheesy bite freaking donuts. Oh my gosh! Oh, that was so good. I was hungry too. It was right before lunch. It's like here's some leftover cheesy bite donuts. I'm like, it's a whole box of them, and I'm trying to freaking watch my freaking calories. Of course, I ate the whole freaking box.
Of course,
there's no way
what you do.
There's no way I'm going to let those go bad.
No. Hey, I wanted to tell you, I bought the Unique, which I've had that for a little while now.
The what now?
Right.
Oh.
The Breeze. I bought the Breeze.
Oh yeah.
After 3 years, and I've never owned it. I've always talked trash about it, and everyone told me I was fair to this stupid thing. I've had it now for 3 months, and I got to say, it's the biggest pile of dung I've ever touched.
Well, yeah, you can't do anything with it.
It doesn't do anything. It's like the most useless drone ever. If you can get it to work, and it's not causing lag within the first minute and a half of flying it, then you may actually have a good experience for the day.
Yeah, I wanted to see if it, say you can mod it out and do something with the controller or something like that, and then be able to utilize the camera since it had some stabilization in it, but the stabilization isn't even good. And then I had a bunch of people hating on me when I said it was junk. And I actually have another video that I didn't do. It's just sitting there in the can right now that I did flying it. Maybe I'm going to put it up and then I'll rip on it some more.
Listen,
put it to death.
Anybody flying the Breeze now, if you are defending it, that means you've never had a real drone.
That's horrible drone.
Okay? That is being honest. If you have the Spark and you're going to defend it, that means you've never actually owned a real decent drone. You've never owned something that makes you go, this is incredible. If that's what you've been flying the whole time, been flying drones, you need to get yourself a real bird, man.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking.
Well, that's
you have no idea how much you've been hindered by this piece of crap.
Well, it's even worse when you've flown, like you said, when you've flown good drones and then you get to that, you're just like, why did they make this,
Why?
Why? And they charged people like $200. What was the price of that thing when it first came out?
Oh yeah, it was crazy. It was like $3.99.
Yeah, it's well. Think about that. Somebody actually paid full price for that one time, and it doesn't even really have a controller. And then when the one that did have a controller, the controller's just crap too. So, I mean, I think I think people have stronger cell phones now.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it's. I don't get it, man. Like, anytime I fly high, it immediately goes into latency lag that's non-recoverable.
Yeah.
Like, it goes so bad that once it gets behind, it's just behind. I could turn the drone off,
right?
Be walking back into my house, sit on my couch, and my screen will still show the drone landing, me picking it up, me heading towards my house, me setting it on the table, me sitting down in front of it. It's like, what the heck?
It's a drone on LSD, basically.
Right. Yeah, it's got its issues, that's for sure. It definitely has its issues.
I feel bad. I think I paid $150 or something. Maybe was it that much? I can't remember. It wasn't a lot, but even after that, I felt like I was just abused.
Abused, huh?
And then I tried to fly it like 3 times, and it was just horrible. And I had owned my Spark already at that time, so I was flying them at the same time, and I'm like, gosh, this is just like, it's like painful. And then your little Spark, you can just go and just throw it up and just fly it around and enjoy it, and
I don't think it can go that way. No, it can't. I was gonna show you the setup. Oh well. What do you mean skip sign in? I don't want you to skip anything. Choose your profile. Okay. Playing it up on the wall here.
Oh, you putting
a lot of.
Oh, you putting
a lot of bright light coming through. Yeah, I don't know if you're even going to be able to see it because there's so much bright light coming through. But
yeah, too bright now.
See the avatars on the.
Let's see. Just hold it still for just a second. Yeah, I can see those. Yeah.
Should be able to see that avatar. Let's see what happens if I do this. Yay!
That's a pretty good sized picture there.
I mean, that's in the middle of daytime too. Right. Like, we're talking daytime.
I don't
yeah. So to even be able to see it at 27 lumens, you can tell at night this is like stupid bright.
Right.
Because I still see colors on the wall. So yeah, no, for that little tiny projector over there, it's like smaller than my cell phone.
They have an LED, right? They're just LED lights.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it lasts forever. Never burn out. So I thought you'd like to have a look at that setup. We were talking about it earlier.
Right, the camera, the HD out through the controller, right?
HD out. No. It's plugged into HDMI.
Oh, HDMI.
Direct connect. Okay. Yeah, no, this is plugged in through the real HDMI port on the projector.
Right.
So it's full HD. It looks clean. I was playing Dead Space 3 last night, scared the crap out of myself, turned it off, and went to bed. I had nightmares all last night because of playing Dead Space.
Yeah, there's some really realistic those types of games out now. My kid, I've got 2 kids. One of them plays a lot of those. Played all the different. I'm trying to think of Fallout and all those types of games. And,
which I have those, but
I'm trying to think of what else. He was playing them since when he was a really little kid.
Mm.
And now the newer ones are even crazier. I mean, the storylines are nuts.
I mean, I played one called Slender. Have you ever heard of that? Slender First Arrival?
No.
That's crazy. Like, it starts off with like you crashing your car and then running to find a house to, I guess, call somebody. But when you get inside the house, it starts getting dark out as you're running to the house, and you're like,
"Uh-oh,
what is happening here?" And I didn't know what to expect because I didn't even look up the game. It's all stuff he had installed on there when I bought it, So I'm playing this game, and all of a sudden it gets really dark, and it's like, "Oh, you found a flashlight." I'm like, "Cool, flashlight." And then all of a sudden, when you turn the flashlight on, it cuts out all the rest of the light in the room, and all you can see is what the flashlight sees. And I'm like, this is about to get really bad.
Yep, flashlight light.
Right. And like all you can see is flashlight. And I'm creeped out because I'm sitting here in my drone room. It's pitch black. You know, my wall is blown up to 80 inches, and I'm just sitting in this chair like, I don't want to be in this position. But curiosity got the best of me. I had to keep sitting here and playing it until, of course, I came across something scary, which scared the bejesus out of me. It was called Slender Man, who, you know, all of a sudden this like massive 10-foot tall slender dude with like a mauled out face, just like you open a door and there he is, and you're like, oh my God. And you run, and all you see is your flashlight and your dude's heavy breathing. I run outside, and Slender Man's right out there. I'm like, holy Christ.
You can't run fast enough.
Can't run fast enough, and you keep looking behind you, and Slender Man's like behind you, and then your camera's going all jittery.
Isn't it
like,
amazing
oh,
how they can put those types of reality? Just think, it's going to get crazier. You know, by the time I freaking leave this earth, there's going to be some games that are going to be just nearly. They're going to be sued. The companies are going to be sued because some kid's going to have a heart attack.
Heart attack, dude. Like, I almost had one just sitting in my chair, and the game is from like 2013. I was like,
because you're gonna like fear.
oh my God,
you're gonna feel puffs of air and stuff because they're gonna put some little, virtual reality like,
right, like a gamer's chair that like blows hot air on your neck.
Could you imagine that? You could like feel like something touching you.
Dude, I would just like, it was bad enough.
Or you get shot and a bunch of things hit you in the back. Bah, 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 bah. You're like, ah.
Well, I've never played Dead Space a day in my life. The kid had him on here, and I'm running. I'm like, oh, this is kind of a cool game. Like the graphics are really good. I'm running along. Da 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 da. Girlfriend comes in. I'm like, I explore. I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is a creepo game, but so far it's fun, you know. And then she's like, oh, shoot the lock and open the door. And I was like, all right, I shoot the lock up. As soon as I did, like, monsters just come running out at me, and I'm like, oh my God, they're not even giving me a chance to figure out the controls, you know. And now I'm getting stomped out by these like bloody faced alien monster things, like zombie things, and I'm like, oh my God, what has happened to me? Yeah, you know, right. That's when I wanted Arnold to save me, just come out from behind a piece of wood, like, come on, let's go, you know.
Here, hold this gun for me.
You know, Arnold just pops out. He's like, "You're one ugly motherfucker." You know.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, no. So I'm good. Those games all got deleted. I will never play those games again. I like war games and first-person shooters.
Yeah.
Don't get into the scary stuff. That's not.
I like the team games. I like the team where you get they put you in groups and you can interact and fight as a squad. I like that.
Right.
I'm not very good alone.
I like campaign missions. I'm not gonna lie. I like to go on campaign missions.
Yeah, I go right to the live gaming usually. Campaigns are fun. They're fun, but I like to fight against real people because it's more personal. And some little kid freaking just keeps killing you is nothing more important than to freaking figure it out. So he stops it, or you get revenge.
See, I don't even get into the live gaming because it's unfair. It's unfair. Live gaming used to be fair.
Especially when I play.
Trying to say you're good, are you?
No, I said it's unfair because I usually get into these games with these kids that have been playing like 14 hours straight, you know, for 7 months.
That's what I'm saying.
Or my favorites when the new game comes out and you think, oh, I got it, you know, I can compete, you know, because no, there's already people that have, you know, days and days worth of practice, and you get in there for the first time, and they know all the tricks, places to hide.
Sure. Oh yeah, Chris. Let me tell you when you should have realized you weren't prepared. Number one, you sat down in front of the couch, you grabbed your controller. Number two, you didn't have a frickin' complete 2-liter of Mountain Dew next to you.
Oh yeah.
Number three, you didn't have the oven set to cook pizza rolls. Number four, I can go on, man. I mean,
it's a whole list. You got them all down there.
Right. You got this is how to prepare properly for the gaming experience. You got to have it all in order. And you don't want to be in the middle of gameplay and then be like, "Hey, everybody, can we pause for a sec? I'm kind of thirsty." We
used to get on. When I played a lot of Battlefield, actually. Ghost Recon was one of the first ones I played as a team, and you'd have to get into a lobby, and then you'd get somebody that would create a game or whatever. We had some people we played with every night, and some of the maps we got so familiar that it got to the point where, if you made one little mistake, your whole team was on you. Why'd you do that? Holy crap, you got sniped.
Right.
And because you got sniped, we all got killed. And, you get yelled at. And by the end of the night, everybody was, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. The sun was coming up. And you're like, oh, man, I got to get to work. Been there. And then you're there like a zombie. And the kids are like, why are you tired, Mr. Coble?
I was busy last night.
I was
sniping
busy.
This little 8-year-old.
My wife was sick.
Yeah.
I drank too many monsters. I've been up all night, just like you.
Right.
You probably were killing me.
Yeah. It was probably you, wasn't it, Devin?
Yes, yeah. Devin RC50 slash
right.
Murder Mauler
/ your mom. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, those were good times. I spent a couple of years. My buddy that I was telling you about earlier, Charlie, we'd get online and we played Battlefield 1 all the way to Battlefield 4.
At least Charlie felt at home, right? Isn't that a military term, Charlie?
Charlie, yes. He'd get so mad at me. Some nights we'd play, he'd literally be screaming in the microphone at me. You are such an idiot. Can't you do anything right? And I said, Charlie, man, you've gone too far tonight. I'm going. We'll see you. And then we'd get back on the next night.
I'm done.
It got really personal. Oh man.
Well, listen, man, I'm calling it here, bro.
I know. I'm with you. I'm on that. I've been on for a couple hours now. I just want to chat. It's kind of nice. I got to get my brain in gear for tomorrow. Get back to work. Short week, but. I still haven't done anything outside, so I better mow the grass.
I gotta go cook hickory smoked chicken. That's barbecue chicken. That sounds good.
Oh, nice. That sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten anything today. I had a protein shake, but last night I had a whole quart of ice cream, so I'm trying to balance it out.
Oh, bad for you.
Oh, that was good. Cookie Monster Crunch or something. It was full of like M&Ms and peanut butter, and oh my gosh, it was so good.
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
Sounds amazing.
Well, appreciate you taking the time out and jumping on. It was good. It's all good. And I will be on. I'd rather have you host next time. Maybe we'll get started earlier, and it won't take like a whole half an hour for a lag to get the stream going.
Yeah, that's because I just use StreamYard. There's no lagging.
Yeah, this one will be a disaster at the beginning. It's okay. It's over. It goes into the archives. Nobody will ever watch it.
Ever.
Never.
Well, good talk, bro.
Yep,
I'm
we'll see
gone.
Yep, you take it easy. Have a great week. Heal up good.
Yeah. Working on it.
Fun live stream. Keep it up. Thank you, Luke. Keep me. You gotta make me better, man. Tell me what I'm screwing up, and we'll work on that technology. Kids are just full of great ideas, man. So I've been.
Oh yeah.
I'll have one going. Oh, your headset sucks. You need to get this, and then you need to, here. Do you need to use StreamYards? But here, check this tutorial out. This will help you set it up perfect.
Oh my God!
Skype
I got one of those.
Skype is trying to do it. They had an update just recently, but they have to. They could actually get into this market because they're older. I wish they'd figure it out. All right,
bro.
Take it easy. Later. Have a good one. All righty. Let's close this stream down. Appreciate Drone Worship being on. I'll say thanks here. Thanks, DW. All right. He is healing up, so we'll help him do that by leaving him alone. Let's go ahead and go to the display. I think I got through. This was my Franco display I put up. I want to leave it there with that. Little memories of a great champion, great human being, great person, good dad, good husband, good friend of many people other than Arnold. He probably had, not that I was at any time a close friend. By all means, I was not. But I can imagine he has a ton because of his personality and the person that he was. What a great person. This picture here is probably what I most remembered of him about this age right there. He was still pretty young. I'm sure he was in his 50s when I saw him. But that was over 20 years ago. But rest in peace, Franco. And we are going to leave this memory for people. But what a cool cat. Alrighty. So I think, if you get a chance, guys, if you would pop on and check out this article, that would be appreciative. A little bit about the Paradenofi, some of the things that the company was thinking about. Some line of sight laws that just were smoothed out for Amazon. Talking about the BLOS rules that are being kind of loosened up for the commercial use of drones for delivery. If you want to learn a little bit about my experiences with the Spark, no Spark 2 information here whatsoever because it's not going to happen. But the Spark 1, of course, is still a just amazing toy. So if you can get your hands on one of those, especially if there is a drone that is released, I would go grab one of those and have a good time because that's a good drone to learn on, have a great time. 13 minutes, 11, 12, 13 minutes of flight time. I think I got 12 on there. With the new quiet props, you're going to get way more time. Great camera, especially in lighting that is favorable. If you got good favorable light, the Spark just takes care of that. Low light, nah, you don't want to do that. Most of these flying cameras are not good with low light, so maybe the Mavic 2. I don't know one. All right, I am going to end it. If you are interested, over on the left-hand side, I'm going to go ahead. Let's see here. It would be your left. It says your name here. If you are interested in there, I think I'll go through my mod list today, and I will put up one of the names of my guests today, and you will spend. It says your name here for a week. I think I'll put their name there for a month for checking me out today. So I'm gonna go ahead and we'll do that. I'll do a little of a random. I think I'll do a little random. I'll go and do a little random check there because it's a lot of people show up. Sherry Ward, I got WeRV showed up. There's a lot of people that showed up earlier. Let's see, Dara Flynn. We got your vice president's wife visiting at the moment. What's that? Anyway, what that's all about. WeRV always taking their drone life. Sherry Ward, Centroid. Mike B joined us. I don't even know who Dara Flynn is. I go to their channel first before I freaking put anything up for them. Let's see what's up. Give them a little bit of props. Maybe they're our newest. One subscriber. So nope. A little bit of a incognito account there. Farmwall Fanatic jumping in. Of course, Nikos Ariel. He's been really good. He puts out great stuff. I like Nico. Let me throw Nico's channel on real quick and give everybody a taste of that. Let me put my display up. This is Nico. Let's put him up here. Farmwall's always been good. He's a great cat. And I love his tractor stuff. I'm an old farm kid at heart. So I enjoy his M videos and all his implements he's been pulling with his M. He's got what the heck his other tractor is? Not an 806. It's a 75. I can't remember the name. But here's Nico. Nico is, I believe, in France. South of France. Oh, look at that pretty. He's got some beautiful stuff there. Of course, he's got all those beautiful Roman aqueducts. I think I looked at those lately. Look at that pretty picture. It's a beautiful place. Earth Day. Let's check this one out here really quick. This is Nico. But really excellent stuff. I got my sound off here. But I just want to throw Nico's work up. I haven't put WeRV up there. I'll have to get him back up on there. He's very talented. Look at that. We got this Roman, this ancient, I think that's Roman, isn't it? I don't know. Let's see what it looks like here when he does his pullback. Oh no, that's a more modern bridge there. Look at that pullback shot though under that bridge. That's so pretty. The coastline. Let's see here. I've got it on. I'm got it at 720 here. Oh, it's only 720. He has to get that. He has to post that at 1080. Look at that. Somebody's got to always put some graffiti on it. Look at that beautiful, beautiful coastline. though. It's great stuff. Every once in a while, I've done that. I've accidentally posted stuff at 720. It's so much better at 1080, especially this stuff here. Really good shots, though. Good job, Nikos. Let's look at some other. Let's look at one of his other videos. Let's see. His sunset. I forget. I think he's flying a Nanafi too right now. I didn't look at the description of that. Let's put up. Let's put up this right here. This aqueduct. I believe this is that Roman aqueduct in France. The Romans were really busy in France. Between the years 1000 and 500. Let's see if we get this popping up there. Look at that old stonework. Amazing. This stuff is just absolutely gorgeous. Let's see what he got here. This is 1080. Good job. Way to get this in. My computer's just running. It's doing max. Here, I should turn some stuff off. I want to do a couple of things before I take off here, but there's look at that. That is just amazing. Just what a work of art. And he has access to that. It's a Roman aqueduct. It's just amazing. And if you don't live in around that country, I mean, they look at that every day. And I'm sure it's maintained by the French government for obvious reasons. But, yep, thousands of years right there. When you build it right, it just keeps working. But that's the stuff that Nico gets to basically see every day. In theater mode here, and open it up a little bit. There you go. Amazing, amazing. Now, no sound. I know I can't put the sound on. It could be copyright music, like I care about copyrights even. But look at those shots. Gosh, I dream about being able to shoot that. I think we all are a little bit jealous of each other because of we all live in these very special places, but pretty cool. Thanks for sharing that with us, Nico. Appreciate you jumping on. So I decided to throw that up for him. But yes, southern France, I believe. I forget what the region is. There's a lot of names I can't pronounce. Very, very, very pretty. Pamplona must be Spain there. You understand that Europeans, these are, they go on a trip. They can go, a couple hundred miles, and they'll be in a different country, or 2 or 3 different countries. But nice stuff. To finish off, I was going to talk a little bit about here. Let me turn some of this stuff off here. I'll turn off my vlog. I'll talk a little bit about thumbnails. If you want to make really good thumbnails, you should always invest, or everybody should invest in a good program. Spark Post is awesome for thumbnails. It keeps all of your projects. There's one right there called the coolest buddy photo ever. Saving my post. But you'll see that all the dad random thumbnails are on here, and they're just so easy. Just build off of other ones. I have no idea why that one's even there, because that's not here. Can I delete that? You want that there? That's not even something I made. But you can see all the different things that I've done for thumbnails for my something as simple as you can take a picture that you've used. Here, I'll show you an example of that. Here's one that I took when I was in California. Everything's going slow. I turn some stuff off. Let's turn that off there. That off there. Oh, right there, see I put the Pusa Studios in there on that cup that I was holding. But the greatest photo ever, buddy photo ever. I'll show you the original for the other one. So there's that one. I think I don't have to have an original. Oh, I don't remember. I don't have the original. This one I redid where it says your name for a week. Yeah, let's go back to this one. But yeah, so invest in a really good thumbnail. Now this is a real old photo, but not many people, just at random, can say that they've been in this place. Greatest buddy picture ever. That was me when I was probably 20. I was probably maybe I was 30 at that time. That picture was taken in 2000, I think. But pretty cool, huh? But yeah, look how much younger I was. I looked so good back in those days. But the greatest buddy photo ever. Can you say you got a better photo than that? All right. And yes, I did go inside. I'm going to turn that one down. So try Spark Post. Another thing I want to show you guys before I run out of here. If you look at my chat stream, you see it's transparent. This is the chat stream builder. I am going to post the web link to go here, but you can create your own custom chat stream art. So you can customize your colors and all that. Make it transparent, just like mine. And it's fully customizable. And when you're done, you just copy the CSS code down here into the OBS. And where it says the chat stream is created, you put that in that custom CSS code and it will make it the way you want it to be. So that's it right there. So this is, let me go ahead and copy that there. And I will put that up right here for you. This is custom CSS code generator. And it does work really good. I go ahead and put that up there. I suggest you use that, try that out. Excellent. So you get that really cool custom chat code going, customizable. Yeah, go right there, make it really big for you. You can see that. So that's that. Anyway, had a good conversation with Drone Worship just a little bit ago, and I am going to go out. I've got to go pee. Sorry, guys. And let's see, what should I do here? Oh, I could leave you with this right here. This is the intro of my last product demo video. Thought it was pretty good. I can put the sound can play, so I can turn the sound on right here. List this really quick. I thought I did a pretty good job, so I just wanted you to see this intro. This is a cool intro. Fun with video editing. Wasn't that fun? Okay. My outro, if you want to look at the outro, is exactly the same, except I used the back footage. So here's the outro. Ooh. A little loud there. Little unboxing. A little unboxing fun there. And then, let's see here, it should be in there. Fast forward it. There we go. The outro. Same thing, but back of the car. Back windows. Thought that was pretty creative. And of course, we're going to end it with a. So I thought that was kind of creative. So if you're interested in, there's the old dad random finish here. There we go. I thought I'd end it right there. So, anyways, it's been a great chat stream. Like I said, I'm gonna try to break the record of my longest chat stream, which is like 6 hours long. But guys, have a great day. Have a happy No Labor Day. Don't do anything today. Like me, I'm gonna go cut the grass, and you're not supposed to do that. But have a great one. Everybody have a great week. Maybe you'll see me Wednesday, maybe not. But I'll have something to say. And if I don't have something to say, you probably won't see me. But everybody take care, and